Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is Wednesday, hump day, July 10th, 2024. We had a bit of a cancellation for today's show, but we are going to go on with the show and it's going to be an open discussion. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything, guys. So join us as we get this show on the road and let's do this thing. Let's do it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hello, and welcome back, everybody. Great to see y'all on this Wednesday, hump day, whatever you want to call it. It's great to be here. Great to have you here. And great to see y'all. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're all having a great day. Hope it's been a great day so far, and we can continue having a great day. Thank you for being here. Again, like I said, unfortunately, we had a guest today that had to reschedule due to storms, I do believe, because of internet issues. I know what that's all about for sure. So it is what it is. We're going to do our other, whatever else we talk about, it always ends up good to me. I always enjoy any conversation we have. So thank you guys again for joining me for it. I appreciate it very much. And it's Thursday in Australia. That's true. Very true. So guys, again, we can do this. We were going to be joined by Dash today. He did a lot with Lady Bird Lake's case. Seems like he maybe have the same interest I do. So when we do get it rescheduled, it's going to be a great conversation. I'm looking forward to it. So just keep your ears and eyes open for what I have to say about it. And once we get him rescheduled, it's going to be worth it, folks. It really is. So come on down, guys. Grab a seat, grab a chair, grab a stump, grab a stool, grab the toilet. I don't care. Wherever you grab, sit down, get comfortable, grab your coffee, tea, whatever it may be. Come on in and have a conversation with me, if you will, please. I appreciate you so very much. And I'm grateful to be here with y'all. Please make sure you hit that like button when you come through that door. First and foremost, though, share this out to anybody you believe would want to come in here and listen to my big mouth run today. I appreciate that very much. And then, as you're coming through that door, reach to the right, pop that little button there, leave a little DNA for me, and have a seat, guys, if you will. Please, please, and thank you, please. All right. Come on in, everybody. Come on in, everybody. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's see what we have going on today. And I don't have one specific topic, but we might bounce around. We may have ghosts. You never know who's going to join me up here today. Maybe nobody, maybe everybody. Who knows, guys? It always ends up being something good by the end of the day. That's a fact. It is, Butterfly. It is. It is. Let's see who we got in here. Speaking of which, welcome back. Hello, hello, Miss Cassie. Good to see you. Bonnie, welcome. Always a pleasure to see you, dear. Doodlebug, my dear, great to have you here. Moni in the middle. We got you in the daytime now so that you're not sleeping. Good to have you here. John Willett, welcome to you. Grateful to see you today, sir. Thank you for joining me. Tis me. Tis me too. Great to see you. Crime Time with Mama Bear's in the chat today. We love our Mama Bear. Good to see you, Mama Bear. Let's see. Mind of Monsters in the house. Good to have you here, Mom. Thank you for joining us. Butterfly 71, like I said, thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you very much. Miss Becky, hello to you. Great to have you here. FarQ, welcome to you. Great to have you back. Great to see you. About Randy B, the OGs in the house. Thank you for joining us. And now, always to my blue crew. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I could not, would not, nor should not do this without you. It's dangerous, folks. It's very dangerous to do it alone. Tell you that much. Miss Cheyenne, welcome to you. Great to see you today. Great to have you here. Apple Bottom Jeans, Boots with the Fur. Welcome back to you. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Daisy May, welcome, welcome. Great to see you today. Andy Rose, thank you for joining me today, dear. I appreciate you very much as well. Let's see here. Aaron B, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Deborah Sigler, great to have you here today. Princess Podhead is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. Once again, thank you, Miss Andy Rose. I appreciate that. Salty Sleuth in the house. Good to see you today, Salty. Thank you for joining me. Stranger Stalking, good to have you here. Ashes to Ashes and Dust to Dust. Thank you for leaving some DNA. I appreciate that very much. Come on in. Find a seat. Come on in. Let's see here. Please, again, make sure you're hitting that like button as you come through the door. It is very important. It keeps YouTube happy, keeps us happy. We're all happy then. So happy together, right? Yep. Come on down, everybody. Come on in. Aquarian One, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Wise Mom, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so very much. We'll have to talk about that. Chelsaurus Rex, good to see you today. Thank you for being here. Rich 79, great to see you again. Sarah the Irish in the house, welcome back to you. Always a pleasure. Daniela Mora, thank you for being here today. I appreciate you very much. Ace's Mama, hello and welcome. Come on down, everybody. Miss Sherry's in the house. Wisdom Speaks, thank you for being here today with us. Let's see here. Sammy Reeser, welcome back to you. Granny's watching. Good to see you. I'm glad you're in here. I may bring you up here to have a conversation with me if you don't mind, ma'am. Miss Carla, good to see you. Be sweet. Good to have you here. Michelle Weddle, welcome back to you. Be Frank, hello and welcome. New England 2020, welcome back to you. Jen Burris, welcome and good to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Come on in, everybody. Get comfortable, if you will. Please make sure that you're hitting that button when you come through the door. Quinny, welcome back to you. Jax 215, welcome. Candy Kitten, good to see you today. Hope you're doing wonderful. Good to have you here. Of course you are, Granny. Of course you are. We'll talk. Jessica D, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Green Eyes and Butterflies, welcome to you. No problem, dear. Take your time. We'll be here for a little while, I hope. Deborah Sigler, again, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. I don't know if Mama Bear's joining me or not. She might be working, guys, and just tuning in the chat. I think I got everybody so far. If I didn't catch you, I will catch up with you. Please don't take it personal, I promise. Miss Kimber, there you are. Good to see you today. Carl Ferguson, welcome. I will explain that, be sweet. I will. Please come in, everybody. Get comfortable. Find a seat. Welcome, Barbie. Welcome back. Good to see you. Welcome to All My Meatballs. I appreciate you guys so very much for jumping into sauce with us today while we spill a little bit of sauce here and there. As we do, I appreciate you. Yeah, of course, Mama Bear. You know, you don't even have to say anything. I do too. This is my favorite one so far. The black one. I love it. Green Eyes and Butterflies. I like your name. Yeah, this is one of the new cafe shirts, folks. The black with the thing on the front. I think it's really, I like the way it looks. I like the gray one, the white one. I have a white one too, but Chance Grace, welcome. Yes, guys, I don't hold grudges. Okay, we'll talk. Okay, we'll talk. Oh well, thank you, SRB. Sorry, I will. Hold on a second, guys. 1 minute, please. All right, guys. Sorry, my wife just came home. She's all excited. Our garden started dropping things already. These are our two first zucchinis. We got one up our zucchini plant last year that was this big and nothing else. But these are the first two. They're kind of small, but we got strawberries dropping right now. Cucumbers are starting to grow. Everything. We're excited. We like it when our gardens do well. So thank you, SRB, for that. We have to go in and fix that. That was an accident. That JB account. If you can hear me, I did not mean to do that. That was an accident. I'm gonna fix it real quick here. Come on, everybody, get comfortable. If I can, I know I can't. Hold on a minute, Mama Bear. Can you go into that? And there's I can't get in it. You thank you. There's an account that I accidentally clicked on, and I was checking something, and I accidentally banned it. I did not mean to do that. It was a complete accident. So, Moon Magic, welcome. Good to see you, Michelle. Good to have you here. Darcy Miller, hello. Everybody's saying the same thing today. Okay. We'll talk, folks. Okay, we'll talk. Just come on in, everybody. Hello, Miss Kitty Cat. Mm, come on in, everybody. We're going to be doing a decompression stream this weekend as well. Brian, hello, Mr. Brian. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well, bra guy. Lisa Vallejo, welcome back to you. Do I use fish emulsion? What? I don't even know what that is. So I can't say I do because I don't know what it is. Sorry. Tomboy Charms in the house. Welcome, welcome. All right. I do appreciate the fact that you guys are checking with me, considering that shows that you guys have respect. That's important to me. And believe me, I promise if you weren't, you wouldn't be. But I'm not that person, guys. I don't do that kind of stuff. Andy C 2828. That's absolutely right, sir. I'm not about that either. Victoria Burgess, welcome back to you. Yes, Princess Pothead. Joey Agrella, hello. Very hot in Massachusetts today. Kimber's a squatter. That's okay. Like I said, folks, I will explain all of this stuff and we'll talk, guys. I don't even know why some people are asking. Ganja Mamba, hello. Good to see you. My door is always open to everyone. Okay, as long as you come in here respecting each other, that's all I care for, folks. I don't hold grudges against people, guys. And people do. Mama Bear's coming. She's coming. Green Eyes. Don't worry. People have the ability to be misinformed about things at times. It happens, guys. We're human beings, okay? So take it easy. Don't be so hard on yourselves. I don't know about that one, Joey. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. Talk about it. Mrs. Sassy, welcome. Thank you, Mrs. Sassy. I appreciate that very much from you. Oh, my apologies, Green Eyes, for misunderstanding. It's okay. Come on in, everybody. Darlin Dawson, hello to you. Eli's mama, hello and welcome. I see some new faces. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you very much. Please make sure that you are hitting that subscribe button and most definitely hitting the like button. Coming on in. Hit that bell. That way you don't miss anything we do because it's always interesting. That's for sure. Miss Sarah Tequila, welcome to you. Good to see you. We have plenty of room for plenty of meatballs, by the way, guys. No worries at all. Lindsay Lay, hello and welcome. Jennifer Henny Hole, welcome to you. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Crazy Mimi in East Tennessee, hello to you. Lucia Williamson, welcome. Good to see you. Kim North of 54th, welcome back. Good to see you. From the town named after a science fiction character. That's hilarious. We got 213 peeps in here with 107 likes. You guys have hit that rhythm, folks. Thank you so much for that. You all rock and roll. Sorry. Welcome, Fred Dorfma. Ember Burns, welcome. Come on in, everybody. I don't. Let me check something to see if she's popping in here. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, my apologies, everybody. I had to change up. Let me explain that first. I had to change it up. I did it quick too. I was surprised I was able to. Welcome, Mittens for Kittens. Um, I'm good to hear. I'm glad to hear that, Brandy. Thank you. Mystery, welcome back. Missy RN, good to see you. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us. So we had a show set up today because I've been covering the Lady Bird Lake situation in Texas. Um, Gentleman goes by the name of Dash has been covering it, and he was going to join us today. We were going to have a conversation about all of his experience with what he's been dealing with there and covering. Welcome, Captain Jenks. Good to see you, brother. But due to what I believe to be storms, he's having a lot of internet issues. So we're just going to reschedule it. It's no big deal. We will make it happen one of these days. That's awesome. Thank you for that, Mama. I'm sure Tomboy really appreciates that. CJ Sky, welcome. Good to see you. Mind of Monsters. I don't know what all those mean, but that's cool. Yeah, you gotta drink lots of water when it's hot like that. You guys can't be dehydrating. You gotta stay healthy. Oh, it's definitely gonna be interesting. It just has to reschedule. That's all. You guys have been through that with me. Welcome, Lucia Williamson, with the internet thing, and it just happens from time to time. Excuse me. Hmm. Okay. So it's a good point, Chance. It's a good idea, actually. So I see there's a lot of people that are in here or asking if they're welcome. Thank you, Green Eyes. I appreciate that. Asking if they're welcome. Guys, I don't go after people. I don't go at people, okay? And this lovely lady right here next to me has been right there with me for almost 3 years now. We don't believe in that kind of stuff. Now, if people come at us, we defend ourselves when we have to, okay? But I don't get into all that crap. I stay away from as much of that as I can. Sorry. I explained my position on what all was going on. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I think it was
Yesterday.
yesterday. Hello, how are you? Welcome.
Hello. I'm tired, but I'm good. Hi, guys.
Sorry. And this again, guys, for those of you that are newer to the channel, this is Mama Bear. She does have a channel as well. There's the link for it if you should please check it out. Um, she doesn't get time to do a lot with it. We're trying to change that, but she's
I'm
a hard
working on it.
she's a hard worker. That's why. But she's my co-host and has been for years, almost 3 years now, I think, and always by my side, regardless of the situation. Um, and I appreciate her very much. She knows that.
Yep,
Uh,
yep.
she's probably beat dead tired right now, and here she is because she probably has an inkling that with everything that had been going on, that I'm a little bit edgy.
hmm I already checked on you once today.
I'm not saying I am, but and I that's why I'm saying I see all these people coming in here asking if they're welcome. I gotta say I appreciate you guys approaching me that way because that shows that you have respect for people. If nothing else, that's good. Okay. And I like people like that being in here. So understand that I appreciate you. I do. And I was hoping because I saw Granny popped in here. I'd like to have a talk with her so that it's understood about specific things.
Mm,
Um, I'm not. I don't slam the door in people's faces. My biggest thing is I like to have conversations with people before making assumptions. You know what I mean?
yep.
And I think a lot of people probably should do those things just because, but there are reasons people could assume certain things. If you're close with somebody or friends with somebody, this and that, everything else, things could be looked at in a certain way. I understand that, but I like to clarify as well. Brian, thank you so very much, my friend, for the super chat, and I love you just as much, my friend. I really do. Um, Chance says, I don't think many saw or heard whatever you might have said, as we are all asking if we are all welcome here. I'm sorry to have to address this, unfortunately. No, I understand. And I appreciate you approaching me that way. I really do. There's a lot of people that don't know how to respect people or to approach people in the right way. You know what I mean? So that's the way to do things. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, Chance, very much. Elvis is in the building. Hello. Toe beans. Uh-oh. We got a toe beans in here. Absolutely. Love your name. Thank you for being here for us. We appreciate you. We have plenty of room in here, guys. The door is always open. The front and back doors are both open. Okay, you don't have to stay here, but you're welcome here at all times. As long as you respect, I have two rules, guys. My rules are respect each other in here and respect each other's opinions and feelings. Just because you may disagree about something does not mean that you're wrong. Okay, and you don't have to like get into a wrestling match over a disagreement. Just that's all we ask is to respect each other. The second rule is to refer back to the first rule. That's all it is. And I always say the same thing. You don't even have to be respect me, just respect each other. So come on in. I understand, Ganja. I've been here for about 3 years now, going on 3 years, I said, and things change all the time, guys. I try to stay exactly the same way, other than getting a little bit bigger. That's all. Do what you got to do, Jax. Do what you got to do. That's exactly it. Thank you, Sherry. We're here for resolution of cases in any aspect, not destruction of other people. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie.
It's a very good point, Miss Leslie. Thank you so very much. Oh, wow, that's awesome. I don't know about that as far as I'm concerned, but I know she is. And I appreciate that very much, Leslie. And guys, please, regardless of whatever situations have gone down, please welcome everybody in with open arms as we do with everyone, please. I'll be doing a couple of them, Robert, because this case continues to change and grow and so on and so forth. So, yes. And it's got me mesmerized. It really does. Now, today, like I said, unfortunately, we had to reschedule. We had Dash joining us today. He's having some really bad internet issues due to storming, I believe. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. So we had to reschedule, but he will be here eventually. We'll have it sooner than later, hopefully. We love you, Leslie. There's no putting up with nothing. Welcome, Black Widow. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And I only waited to go at 5 today because I knew that he was coming in. Otherwise, I'd have been here a lot earlier today, guys. I'm going to start doing my shows early afternoon again, like I used to, and then the late night one, like I was. Okay. So, but that's why we waited till 5 today because of this. And every now and again, I'll be doing that. So, just whatever situation is. We got 284 peeps, 135 likes. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I do appreciate you. Yeah, I'm going to try to be live when I can for in the afternoon, like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then do the late night one. Celine Truchon. Thank you. Jeez. Truchon. Joey. I see everybody. Thank you all for being here today. Very much. So how's your day today, Mama Bear?
It's good. I went into work about 9 and was done by 1. It was awesome. Instead of 4 or 5.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's definitely good.
It got a little goofy. I call her my teenager. Her name's Lucia, but she came in and helped me today, and that's why. But she got me a Starbucks strawberry frappuccino, so I had that at like 9, and then I took my medicine at 10:30. So by noon, I was I was buzzing.
Okay, Mom, ask him if he'd be interested in tomorrow at 1. If he thinks it'd be okay by then. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Kimber, what do we got going on with phone numbers over here?
Hmm?
I don't know. I just saw something in the chat. Like, what's that? Ace's mama. LM? I almost said LNM. Welcome. Well, thank you for that. That's I love hearing stuff like that, you guys. It really does make my day. Yvonne Potter, welcome. Yes, we have cake. She brought her cake as always. Anybody that wants cake, go to Doodle. She's passing it out again.
Hiya,
Come on.
Deborah.
Mocha, hello. Oh, well, what? I was just saying, like, is it a good idea to put phone numbers in the chat?
Mm.
Thank you, Mom. Again, thank you, everybody on the Blue Crew. I appreciate you joining me today. You guys are amazing, and I really couldn't do this without you guys. Really, really couldn't. Thank you so much, guys. There's the link to the Printify shop if anybody's interested in anything from the cafe. We got so many things in there because Doodle is bored a lot and goes in and just invents things to put in there. I'm surprised we don't have toilet paper yet. Now that I said that, I'm sure we will. Texas internet, hundreds of miles from where there was even damage from it. It's crazy, right? That's the same way here. I'm in Ohio and I have the worst internet. And it's the company that I have. It's not Ohio, but it's just the company I have. Oh, okay, Kimber. I was just making sure, hon. I didn't want to get any issues. Salty. Thank you for joining us, dear. I mean, we have underwear and bikinis. Why not toilet paper? We have coffee mugs. Didn't something else get made yesterday too? I think that I was not expecting. She made something at the drop of a dime. Like I was like, Jesus, that was quick. Because I can't sleep, Robert, and I'm up late. So why not do something I enjoy and hang out with some good people? And there's a lot of people that don't make it in here when I do the earlier shows. So I thought, they can make it in here in the late show. That's why I started doing it. I'm glad you enjoy it too. We'll get it. Don't worry about it, Brandy. I think the coffee mug is going to be on us, okay? Or at least on me. We'll make sure that you get that coffee mug, okay? Listen, I wouldn't put it past Doodlebug if we don't have toilet paper by the end of the week that has our little emblem on it. Guys, we even have our own coffee. I'm not kidding. It's insane. I'll show you real fast. It's not actual, like, we don't make the coffee, but it comes in a bag that has our thing on it. We go from 0 to a million in like a week with this stuff. It's great. She's very quick at this stuff too. Let's see here. Why did it open up twice? Okay.
Yeah, Joey, I wasn't expecting it to do all that. I had the Starbucks at 9, and then I took my medicine at 10:30.
Uh-oh.
So I was a little amped up there for a while.
When was that?
This morning.
No. Sorry. Yeah, we got desk mats, mouse pads. This is the one that kills me, you guys. Not that anybody would ever wear this, but we have a bikini too.
Oh, jeez. Welcome to the sauce, crazy Mimi.
And there's different colors. You can get the strings, I guess, in different colors.
Hmm.
I don't know. I personally, any woman that would wear this, I'm sorry, that's just it's not a good look. I don't think. I mean, maybe, but I wouldn't wear it if I was a woman. It's just ugly to me.
You
It's
would
got a
have been
whole,
laughing, Brian, trust me.
I don't know. I don't care much for it. It's got we have underwear too that are just a big thumbprint on the butt. It's weird. I don't know. Anyway, I thought that was hilarious. The True Crime Cafe bikini.
I don't normally drink Starbucks. I don't drink a whole lot of caffeine, so
I love it. I do. It doesn't
I
work,
know,
but I do.
and that's why I don't drink it
See,
because I love it.
there's our coffee. It comes in this outer bag, and it's called Coffee Grind Coffee. Never heard
Hmm,
of it before. I don't know.
me too, mystery.
We got boxer shorts. We have men's boxer shorts, women's bikini bottom underwear. I guess they are coffee mugs, t-shirts, hoodies. We have the color changing coffee mugs. Have you seen those yet? We have the how did your day go coffee mugs now. That's what you created yesterday in 5 minutes. See on the front, it's got the emblem, and on the back, it says how did your day go. She's such
That's
a
funny.
comedian. Yeah, there's a lot. So anybody interested in any of this stuff, that link was there. Welcome, Crazy Mimi. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the source. Another meatball.
Oh,
I knew somebody was gonna come with that. I knew it was coming. 12. Jesus. Don't even think about it, Doodle. Don't even think about it. 12-ounce and 15-ounce mugs are available.
it's not me. It's Doodlebug fart. It's not his wife either.
We don't have any toys, Ganja, and no 12. We don't. Jesus, are you insane? Like, really? What the hell would anybody do? See, I told you. I knew she's going to. I knew she was going to. You guys are insane. Insane. Coffee. Yes, CJ. I'm right there with you, dear. All day, every day. But you ain't lying, Cassie. You aren't lying. So, guys, I'm going to thank you, Steph. I'm glad you're happy to be here. Need to up the merch, Leslie? What the hell? I got so much now. I'm actually talking about because somebody had asked me about it a couple times. Mm, mm. We do have Doodle, don't we have the what are they called, Mama Bear? These things. Tumblers? Is that what it is? Tumblers?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have tumblers for if you want to put drinks in it. They come in 3 different colors: black, stainless steel, and white. Yeah, it's offensive. I'm offending myself, Carl, right? When I named myself that. It was been my nickname since I was like 12 years old. Yeah, we do have them, Ganja. Hold on. You better drink something caffeinated. It's not like you're gonna fall asleep on me full of Kimber.
Mhm.
Take your time, Granny. Um, yeah, none of that stuff. We had a sighting last night while on panel live. You're okay. Take your time. A Kimberfoot jumped into the chat again. Was growling at everybody. We
Oh
put her.
no.
We had to tranquilizer and put her out of the off the panel. It was
Uh,
okay. I saved
it was
everybody.
one of the voice chats the other night. Everybody left and she was still there and hadn't heard anything from her for like an hour or so. And I was like, she's got to be asleep. I was like, disconnect. Her out.
Kimber could fall asleep standing on her head, I think.
Kimber, you need a sleep study.
When she gets tired, she gets tired. Full period. No two ways about it. That's all right. Usually we just cover her up and let her sleep.
I should have just left her in voice chat like you guys did me that one time.
That was because I didn't know how to remove anybody
Uh-huh.
at that time. There we go. There's the tumbler. Um, you can get it. I like this one personally, the stainless one, or you can get it in black. But they're pretty nice. I don't know why this takes so long to load. Is it going to reload or not? Oh, it started to right when I did that. There it is. It's pretty nice, actually. I kind of like it. The coffee mugs, the stuff that they're giving us is really like good quality. You know what I mean? It's not just cheap. The t-shirts, they're really good, durable. These
Yeah,
things
Aces. It's
easily
sublimation.
washable. Yeah, it is. Same with this, and they wash up real nice. So, and don't wear. Mama Bear got one of the hoodies. I almost called it a redneck tumbler. It says ring neck tumbler, and I almost said redneck tumbler. Right. I don't mind Duncan, Joey. Somebody spoiled me and sent through my wish list thing a box of what do you call it? What did I tell you guys that was?
Wow,
Oh wow,
Jane.
that is so amazing, Jane. Thank you very much. Up to 10 memberships. And looks like Jody got one. Miss Dakota, Jen Burris. Did I miss somebody up here? No. Let's see here. Chance was gifted. Lucia Williamson. Ember Burns. Jackie. Book Princess. Is that it? They're so spread out. It's weird. That's it, I think. Thank you again so much, Jane. That's so wonderful. And welcome to all the new members. We have 11 new members as of right now. We've only been here for a few minutes. That's awesome. God bless. We appreciate that very much. Very much. God bless. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Jeff. Good to see you, brother. Somebody just said something. I was trying to find it again. Oh, it was. Yes. Back in the day, it used to be a slur. What Green Eyes is talking about, it's not. If you were to come out and flip the word "wop out," WOP, or guinea or something like that, people look down on that. I've been called this since I was 12 years old, all through high school. It was just my name, my nickname, so that's why I used it. You know what I mean?
Hey, Jeff H. You being have?
I've already had them aces. Don't worry about it, dear. I've been through it 2 or 3 times now. It's okay. I'm used to it. I've been hated on by quite a few people. It's okay. 13th hour and Sherlock, welcome. Absolutely. Sorry, aces. Sorry. I guess that I'd be considered that too, considering where I live. That's how people look at that way. You know what I mean? Which I don't believe in that. But Kel's 420, hello. And same to you. I appreciate you very much. Mittens, good to see you. So while we're waiting, I don't want you guys to stall out here and get completely bored of me. I got Steven Stern's trial in the Madeline Soto case has been rescheduled, I believe. I don't know. I personally don't know exactly what happened or why right now. Um, I did want to bring this up because this is something that's
If you do the Daniel Murr PCA, you're gonna throw up trigger warning
okay.
big time.
I figured. This is live going on right now
at the scene,
about this mass.
and I have their names. The 4 victims are Shane Miller,
This is in
20 years
Kentucky, you
old,
guys.
of Florence. Hayden Rabicki, 20 years old, of Ellesmere. And
Thank you, Brandy.
Delaney Erie, 19 years old, of Burlington. And Melissa Parrott, 44 years old, of Florence. The reason everybody was at the house was for a birthday for Miss Parrott's 21-year-old son. The shooter, who is identified as Chase Garvey of Florence, who is also 20 years old. He's known to the party goers. So when the officers got in there and the victims and the party goers told him that the suspect had fled, they identified him as Chase Garvey.
This dropped 7 hours ago. This was in regards to a birthday party that was going on. They went in and just started shooting, unfortunately. And it was for somebody's birthday party. It was very sad. Hey, Stephen, good to see you.
Kentucky, wasn't it?
Yes, it was in Kentucky. Steph, I agree. So much and too much sadness, guys. That's why I do these decompression streams when I do them and try to throw in some stuff here and there that is a little bit less hardcore, I guess you could say. But I figured you guys would be interested in seeing what was going on with this. Unfortunately, yes, Michelle. "13th hour Sherlock says, okay, I subbed after a long talk with my Italian. Okay, well, thank you then. And again, it's something that I've been called since I was just a wee little guy, which I'm not much bigger now, but but I appreciate that. Tell your husband thank you for allowing. It's just my nickname. It always has been. It's not offensive in any way. I named myself this out here. I was called this by everybody I grew up with, so it's just one of them things. Like I said, those other words I stated, if you were to call that to somebody, that would be looked at quite more offensively, but it's just a word. So I understand 13th hour. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, those are the words that I take offensively, truly. I've been called both, and the W one more jokingly, but the other one with the G, I was called, somebody was trying to really upset me by that. So we don't do that. You know what I mean? So I understand and appreciate that very much. You are absolutely welcome, 13th hour.
Officers were dispatched to an address on Ridgecrest Drive in Florence. report of shots fired around 2:50 a.m. in the morning. When officers arrived, they still heard shots being fired, and they approached the residence.
Too often.
When they
Salt.
got to the residence, they saw multiple victims, and once they got into the residence, the partygoers told them that the suspect had fled and gave a vehicle description. Other responding officers.
This is one of the main reasons, you guys, why people don't do anything anymore, and people don't want their kids to go do anything. Everybody has become hermits because they're afraid to leave their homes. I don't like to go out and do much anymore either in public. Well, thank you, Governor Pincus. I appreciate that very much. More than you know, I very much do appreciate that, and you're always welcome. I'm grateful to have you here. Thank you.
When they were coming into the neighborhood, saw the vehicle that fit the description, and a Florence officer and a deputy from the Boone County Sheriff's Office attempted to stop that vehicle. It fled. A pursuit ensued and went south on 42 into Union.
Thank you, Zelda.
Hicks Pike. While driving down Hicks Pike, it's believed that the suspect shooter had shot himself with the gun that he had and then crashed his vehicle. The shooter was transported to St. Elizabeth, Florence.
You know, Captain, I hate to say it, but it seems like that's about where we're coming down to, is people are going to be wearing Kevlar clothing. This is a damn shame. This is what our world has become, what society is like, and it's very sad. It is. We have had to change our lives. A lot of people have become agoraphobic. So many things have changed.
Hello, Patriot.
I'm here. They're doing an inspection in my house. So they just warned me, that's all. So if I clip the camera on and off a few times, that would be why. Yes, Barbie, our world has gone crazy. Welcome, Patriot. Good to see you. And here's what the problem is, Olivia. The mainstream media, they don't give us well, I don't know about that part of it because I don't watch what goes on over there, but mainstream does not give us the truth on everything. You know what I mean? They don't give us the truth on everything. That's what we do out here, or we try to do out here, is bring you guys as much of the truth as we possibly can. So, you know,
you go, Granny.
One of them things. Joey, don't worry about that. Nobody ever has to worry about that. As long as you're here, that means more to me than anything.
Thank you, Zelda.
Yeah, you can jump up anytime, Granny. But yeah, we don't get the complete truth from mainstream. Sadly, they tell us what they're allowed to tell us. They read from scripts, so on and so forth. And most people don't even watch the news anymore. I watch my local news. I don't watch like world news anymore. I come in here. I will pick up CNN or something like that every now and again. But really, I don't pay much attention to most of any of it anymore because I don't believe in it. I don't believe that it's what really is going on in certain situations. So sadly, I come to YouTube. That's where most people do, is come to YouTube for the news nowadays. We've become the new news, in my opinion. So, you know, when we can actually project it instead of dramatic things and drama stuff, you know what I'm saying? So welcome, Moon Magic, Time Traveler. Hello. And welcome, Granny. How are you today, dear?
Hey, Dago. I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Am I windy? Like, is my background noisy?
A little bit here and there, but nothing that's bad.
Okay, so I'm trying
Am
to
I?
escape the kids.
You're fine. Am I too loud or not loud enough or any of that?
No, you sound good. I'm curious
Okay.
about myself.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Absolutely good. But again, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We'll go back to this after, guys. So, what is new with you and what's going on? Hold on, let me get this down. I've seen a lot of people
Ooh,
come,
buddy.
including you, asking if you guys were welcome. I've always had an open door policy. Unless somebody is chopping at my knees, I've always had an open door policy. I don't go at people. I don't attack people. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. I'm not that guy. But I'd rather have a conversation with somebody if there is issues or people think there are. Put everything out on the table, work through those things, and then move on with what we do. That's how I do things. So
Yeah, that's the way it should be done. I think, first off, I'm sorry for the position you were put in. I think for
oh
a
no,
lot of people, they were unsure if they weren't supporting, those behaviors, were they still welcomed? I know that's how I felt. So I'm sure it's how
right,
many felt.
right, absolutely. I understand that, and I also understand. 1 second, folks. I'm gonna have to mute this just for a second.
I'm trying to mute when the wind picks up so I don't have horrible noise.
It's okay. Steph said, been
Yeah.
out causing trouble, Granny. LOL.
Oh, yeah. I tend to cause a lot of trouble, even when I don't mean to. With respect, if I may, Lisa, I didn't bash Clue big time at all. I think out of everybody that had anything to say, I was one of the only ones to offer any type of grace.
And
I don't bash. I've been in my own situations.
I didn't see half of these shows that people are talking about, by the way, either, because I stay away from
Yeah.
most of them. So I don't even know what some of these things were about. All I know is that I got up the other one morning and said, I'm a piece of shit. And I went, okay, well, good morning to you too. And I had no idea what was going on. Let me get through this here first, guys, and then we will work on other people. Okay, this is kind of important right there at the moment, but we will. So I don't know really what that conversation was. I did hear things were being said about this, that, and everything else. I put my stance out as to how I feel about it. I don't support any of those types of things. Everybody knows that knows me. As far as any kind of racism or homophobia or anything like that, that's not my thing, guys. I've never been that way, never will be. And you can be close to people and not be that, believe in the same things or stand by the same things they do. That's
Absolutely.
Whatever she said and did, that's her. That wasn't me. That's the way I left that the other day.
Right.
And the other person,
and I agree with that.
Right. The other person that was talked about, I can't. I went through an issue with him at one point before, and then we dealt with it, and we just kind of did this. And people change. I always give people the option to be different. You know what I mean? If you're going to be a different person, and I'm going to support that. I always support change for the best, for the better, in my opinion. And he came back in and did the same things again. So that's where I have to completely separate. And I'm not friends with that person. We don't have a friendly relationship. We're just do the same thing out here in two different ways. That's all. So for anybody that wondered that, no, I'm not friends with him. That's just no. And that's that. But anybody else that had come in here, I'm not going to ever, you're never going to hear me slam or bash Clue. Truth left for a different reason altogether. He just didn't want nothing to do with any of the bullshit. He didn't come out here for that. He said his words to me were, he just had nothing to do with Clue. He was just, I'm not doing this. That's not why I came here, and that's not why I'm gonna be here. So he left. He's done.
And I heard people were talking about his wife as well, so that was kind of the last straw.
And that's one thing he said. He's got a family. We all have families. That's the most important thing to us, you guys, and that's just not right. Regardless of what's going on, it happens in here, not out here. We keep out here, and in here, in here. Like, there's no need to go personal with people. ever for any reason, and that's going too far, crossing a line. Everybody gets involved in people's personal lives. I've been there, done that too many times. Believe it or not, as quiet and as soft serve as I call myself that I am, I've had people attack me multiple times, and I've been through hell and back, folks, which is why I understand how this all goes. But I mind my business, I do my thing, and I try to be the best I can for everybody that comes in here. That's all it is. That's what I am. But anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt if you were talking, Granny.
No, you're fine.
What commenced that brought this all out and brought this upon what it is?
So, hold on a second. Well, the first thing was the whole what she called smoke, and then I guess she kind of like doubled down on it and said whatever. And with that, I didn't even speak on that because I've used that term out of anger 3 years ago, which never fails to be thrown in my face in these type of situations. So I literally said, listen, I have a strong disdain for the word. I'm not going to let it make me have a disdain for Clue. But then a particular somebody went and dug through JB, because JB made 2 videos after he was kicked off panel that said, like, what's up? You never had an issue with these words before, because you agree with them and blah, blah. And I guess that made people go and look. And the comments were racist, and they were very grossly racist.
I would send screenshots.
And even, yeah, they were rough. And even with that, though, like, I know, like, Tracy's like, you bashed her, or Lisa, I think was her name. But no, I didn't, because I don't have to hate Clue to hate that part of her or the words that she wrote. I'm not like that. And like you said, you've been through where you've been on the end of the gang piling or the pitchforks, and so have I. And that's the last thing I want to do to anybody. But unfortunately, and in the sector that I am in, that's just not tolerated by any means. It's not unfortunately. I shouldn't say that, because it's understandably is the right word.
It shouldn't be anywhere. That's fact. I agree. It's hurtful in a lot of ways, and I'll just speak on my side of that again. What we do in this side of things over here, if you're truly in true crime, you're not in drama or crime or whatever the hell they're calling it, okay? You're covering very important things in cases and victims and families and things like that on a regular basis, if that's what you're doing. Adding that other stuff to this, it makes it very tacky. It's very tacky, okay? So there's no room for that. People do get hurt. There's victims' families that are watching the stuff we do. There's other people watching this. So there's a wide range and variety of different types of people and lifestyles in here that are watching what we do. Those words are very hurtful. Mm-hmm. I'm close to some very, very good people. Arctic Fox made a video. It was hurtful to him. There's other people that were things that were hurt by it. And that's horrible. Nobody should ever feel hurt in their own space. You know what I mean by that? Like, in their own space, when they come out here, this is what we do. You should never feel hurt or shamed or any type of way other than good with yourself or happy. Okay, so that's a bad thing. So, like I said, you don't. We're definitely going to do that, Shelby. No worries. Again, I personally don't have anything. I don't hate Clue. I don't hate people in general. I don't like that word, but I have a disdain for those things, and I disagree with those words and those feelings about things. Okay. But that's something she did. She chose to do that. She was okay with that. And that's why she's doing what she's doing. I don't feel that. I highly disagree with those things. I am highly against those things. A lot of it is by how I was brought up or raised, or just my own moral compass, I guess you could say. I have family members and relatives that would be hurt deeply by things like that. I have very close friends that have been and will be hurt by things like that. So I can't support that. And that's why I took the stance I took, and will stick with that always, period. And I will stand with anybody that has any issues with those things, because that's what we should do. And it doesn't mean you're a soft person. It doesn't mean you're a
snowflake, marshmallow, trigger Karen.
Yeah, it does. For those types of things, no, guys, it doesn't. Now, don't get me wrong. I have even claimed myself that society itself, I think, has gotten way too ultra sensitive over some things, okay? And it's gotten to be ridiculous in some sense. Those things are not it. Those things you should be sensitive about. But some things, like you could drop a pen on the ground and somebody's offended now. You know what I mean? Like it's gotten to be, people, they're finding excuses to be that way now.
It's funny you say that because I had to approach a situation that took place 3 years ago, which really didn't come from a place of racism, right? And that was resurfaced because of my stance on this. But it's funny because I've called out racism since, in between, and before, but whatever. But anyway, I had to repeat the word so people understood what it was I did. And apologize for it again, rightfully so, and I'll continue to. But just me repeating the word has somebody saying. And I even said, I don't even want to say it because I know somebody's going to be like, oh, Granny said it again. Sure enough, they were like, oh, Granny said it again. I'm like, see, you're the type of people that aren't looking for a solution. You're not looking to educate. Matter of fact, you're part of the problem because you know damn well and good I said it so people would understand what it was I'm taking accountability for, and not from a place of hate or prejudice or racism or anything. So, I mean, you know, I just had this conversation with my daughter, and I have, you know, godchildren that are black, and no, I'm not religious, but I was at one point. It's before people going like, oh, you got God, yeah. And then I have family and everything, and my daughter and my son's best friends and all that. And I just had a conversation with my daughter that you know how you greet people, not me, but black people will sometimes greet other black people with the GA.
Yes.
And my daughter is in a group of people, and she said, no, not anymore. And I'm like,
No.
really? And she's like, yeah.
It's
and I'm like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It has. Well, because it's become more political than it was. You know, that's a word that even in my home, even though I grew up with that, I grew up around that, I was called that because I grew up in a predominantly black area. Most of my friends were black.
Same.
I had no choice. Okay. So my friends would call me that. I wouldn't say it back. You don't do that. You know what I mean? It's
your face, right.
It's disrespectful, whether it was the hard R or the A. I'm sorry, it is. And
it's making progress because even the kids aren't saying it to each other anymore. Rather, they're black or white. Is what my daughter, because I mean, of course, me and my daughter know we can't say, but she was saying like, no, they don't even approach each other like that anymore. And good on them, good on the kids to change that. They should, and that's great.
It's changing it. That's a good thing. Yes. And that's why I said, I spoke to my daughter the other day. We were talking about this. She's mixed. She's half black, half white. And that's my oldest child. She's 32 years old. And, she went through a lot of problems with this because she is almost clear. You would never know. I'm just making sure they're not walking around behind me. You would never know.
Right.
Okay. She's clear. She's whiter than anybody I've ever seen in my life. And they're like, no, you ain't. You're lying, this and that. Because they would be talking about things in high school. They get into these conversations in certain classes about their heritages and this and that. It's part of their history class or something like that. And people literally went after her because she claimed something. She had no way to prove it. Okay. Other than, my father disappeared on me years ago, and that's that. She's my stepdaughter. She's not biologically mine, but I raised her as mine. So that's why I call her that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, and when she got into her groups of friends, as she got a little bit older, that started becoming a problem then, is why I'm bringing this up. We talked about it the other day. I went to her. I'm like, this has been an issue, this and that. I want your opinion at your age. What do you think of all this kind of stuff nowadays? And what's this and that? We called once a week. We talk, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, no, Dad. She goes, that's changing. It's been changing. And I said, like, within the younger groups of kids and this and that? She goes, yes. She goes, I don't know if it's because of parenting, which would be a wonderful thing to hear. The parents are doing their jobs and this and that. And they're saying, no, that's not good. That's not right. That's wrong. I'm grateful to hear that. So hearing more people than her tell me that is like actually something good to me. It's enlightening, and it's a good thing because it maybe it's going to eventually disappear completely. Do you know what I mean? And it won't be a thing.
Right.
I was raised in a household, thank God, there is no color. We're all the same people under one God. That's how that was. We're all brothers and sisters. Bing, bang, boom. That's how it was. Now, my grandmother was from deep in the hills of Virginia, 70 years old, and it would come out of her mouth like it was nothing. And I would just look at her like, what are you doing? We don't do. My mother would get pissed. I was like completely appalled, and she's like, what did I do? And my mother
Yeah.
looked at her, Mom, you can't talk that way anymore. She goes, what did I say? She didn't even realize she was saying it. Okay. In reference to something else, because their age and time then, when they grew up, that was the government made it normal for people to do it. They made it okay. Law enforcement, everybody, that's how they spoke. Well, thank God that we have come that far at this point, and I'm very grateful to be able to say that it's what it is now. So the point is,
Well, that's like,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I have a similar experience because I am of Jewish heritage, and I couldn't prove I was Jewish, so I was supposed to just take the fact that people were calling me, the HOOK nose, and then I was accused of lying about being Jewish because of that slur, and I'm like, rather I'm Jewish or not, that's an anti-Semitic slur, but I'm Jewish, you know what I mean? But so I understand, I can relate to the not being able to prove it. But back in the 90s, I grew up saying the F word and the R word, right? And it wasn't corrected. Yeah. And so, there have been times in my adult life where I've been like, and I'm like, oh shit, you know what I mean? You can't, and you have to unlearn these things. And, so I'm proud that kids are able to unlearn it, even though they hear it so much normalized in certain things.
And I think part of it again is like, I'm almost 50. I guess, like I said the other day, we would run around playing football with a bunch of guys and you'd throw the F word back and forth at each other, this and that and everything else. It was just a normal thing. We didn't teach our kids that stuff. We taught our kids that those words were wrong, which is good now that they're actually taking that and seeing it for what it is. And it is evolving out of those situations. I feel personally myself, which is probably why. Yeah. And I'm grateful. I hope we can continue to do that. And our kids will teach their kids. We don't say these words, and maybe at some point it will just vanish. That would be amazing. And we won't have these issues anymore because those words will be words that no longer exist in the English language, probably, maybe. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, guys, that's the point to all this rambling I'm doing is because the reasons why I have the beliefs I do is I was one of those kids that would run around saying the F word towards, guys. Gay guys, it's a bad word for gay guys, okay? Or I think that's it. And it's turned into a slur, 100% a slur from the 80s to now. In the 90s, like you were saying earlier, black guys would go.
We just said it about everything.
Yeah, or the R word, which is highly RETARD word. Okay, that's something that has never been allowed to be said in my house ever. Mentally handicapped or mentally challenged or things like that. You have to be politically correct with everything nowadays. And in some senses, what I was saying is it has caused, they've done some ridiculous things with it. Okay. Like, what was it? Aunt Jemima's syrup.
Mm-hmm. The syrup. Yeah.
And that family didn't want that bothered. They didn't want it touched. They weren't offended. That was their family name for that. And they did that. And Uncle Ben's rice was the same thing. There was a couple sports teams that were changed. Some of them needed, I think so, but others didn't. And there were no, you know what I mean? Things like that, I think were maybe a little too much, but other things, it's good that it's happening is what I mean. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, even with the R word, I don't know. Don't attack me. I may be right, may be wrong, but I think even saying mentally handicapped isn't even politically correct.
I don't even know. I instead of saying it sounds better. You know what I mean?
I thought anything's better than that for sure. But there was a time when that was medically recognized as the word, and then it was no, we can't say it, and then it was put back to describe, and then it was taken again. So those type of things I do understand when people aren't up to, at one point we weren't allowed to say black. You had to say African American. Now, if you say African American, you get called out. So it is hard to keep up. But what we're not talking about slipping up in ways like that. We're talking about blatant racism. Start a GoFundMe, send them back overseas, calling people monkeys. I don't like Spanish penis because I can't see it in the dark. So it wasn't just like a slip of a word or, I didn't jump on Clue for the whole FAGGOT. No, it was blatant racism during an entire topic about racism. And there was even a joke made about a baby who was unfortunately placed in the oven by a mother, likely on drugs, thinking it was her crib. and there was a question asked of did they preheat the oven. I mean, it was just heartlessness. It was cold.
Somebody sent me a message about that last night. I'd never heard that ever. That completely floored me, and I was completely disgusted about that. I can't believe that was said. That's a little bit, that's going beyond racism and any of that. That's just disgusting. Okay, that's there's no heart involved there at all. So at that point, I heard that message last night. I completely detached from everything that I had there's nothing there for me now at all. Not even, there's no respect. That if you're going to say something like that, that's not even, how do you say something like that? How? I don't understand that. That's a disgusting comment.
Right, and about a baby victim, and of course they wouldn't name the baby by the baby's name. They gave it a racially profiled name, and wouldn't even respect the deceased baby's name, but I do feel for you, Dago, and I said this, and I've stood up for you on it. You earned my respect when you said you don't curse because you recognize your audience is primarily female. And my father is a man who doesn't curse in front of women, and his father was, as a respect thing. And I knew then that you were a respectable person. And I just knew you want to stand for it. But I also defend the fact that if that's your friend, that's your friend. And you can hate the racist part of your friend without hating your friend. And I know there's people that strongly disagree with me. And I pointed out, I have racist family. I don't hate my family. I hate that part of them. So I hope you don't feel pressured or,
No, I don't.
I hope you don't think.
Listen,
Okay,
at this point,
all right.
you get close to people out here in a short period of time very easily. Okay. And I did, I look for the best I can find in people. That's one of my downfalls sometimes, is I always expect people to be what I want them to be. And they're not always that person. Okay. But I do see the best out of everyone. Even the worst person. I went round and round with somebody called Detective John. Everybody knows who he is. Most everybody does.
He kept bringing you up on my panel. I'm like, right. I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I went round and round and round with him, and still said, I mean, that was a dark person. He wanted everything he could do to take me apart. Okay, and that's okay. My understanding is that, he lost his son. I was horrified by that, because we're all human beings. We all have hearts and feelings. And no matter what you've done to me, I'm never going to wish anything like that on anybody ever. Okay. I asked my entire community to say a prayer for him and his family. Send their condolences, whatever, even after everything he did to me, because that's who I am inside. I'm not going to change that because I'm a YouTuber now. I'm not going to change that because I'm expected to be different out here. And if you want to call me soft serve or whatever you want to, then call me that. I don't care. I'm not going to change how I do things out here because I need more views, or I need to make more money, or whatever the hell it is, guys. It's not going to happen. Or I would have done it a long time ago. I've been here 3 years. Have I changed anything? No. I've gotten a little more hard than I used to be, and not as soft, because I've had to. The people have made me that way. But I'm not going to be any different. And I don't swear purposely because I have a bit, and I don't want this to be taken personally by anybody, please. But when you look into our statistics and our analyzing stuff in the background of YouTube, you see what your audience is mainly. I was raised a certain type of way. You don't swear in front of women very much, even though, women are like, I swear all the time, this and that. That's fine. You do you. Okay. But when you have women that are in the age groups of 45 to 70, it's a respect thing. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable around me, because that would make me feel uncomfortable. And that's just not the way it should be in here. Everybody should be able to be as comfortable as they want in here. Now, I do swear, guys. I was a firefighter for years. Give me a break. We all know how that goes, okay? But I don't do it when I'm doing things in here as often, unless I'm really angry and I'm going off about something. And I will apologize before and after if I know I'm going to do it, if I'm in that mode. And I feel bad about it when I do it. But that is what I'm saying, is I do have respect for everyone, regardless of what they've done, who they are. I try to find a way to respect everybody out here in some level, okay? Those things and that last comment you just said takes that all away from me. I have nothing for that at that point, because it's just, there's no excuse. It was an accident. There was no I slipped, I was angry. None of that fits into that category for that last comment you just made. That makes no sense. That to me, I'm sorry, is just evil. Okay. And I'm not saying that that makes the person evil, but to say something like that, how do you do that? I can't understand that. So I'm not going to drag, I will never drag anybody in the mud. I'm not going to slam nobody. I just will completely and totally detach myself from something like that, separate all the way together, and will have nothing to do with those people, that person, that situation. That's just me. And I'm good. So,
Right. Well, and for me, Dago, it made me think, if Sebastian was of color, is that how he would have been referred to and spoken of? And I know some people do feel this is dramatic, and I hope I hope you don't think I'm forcing you to have this conversation either.
no, not by any means. I needed to do this. Somebody said that because I guess some people were thinking that I was friends with JB and I was still friends with Clue and this and that and everything else. I've never been friends with JB. We had a mutual respect as creators. I was giving him the opportunity. If he calmed down and changed some things, he came back in here. It didn't happen. So no, I'm not. And I never have really been ever. Clue, yes, I was friends with her. I thought I was. But I can't support those things. So at some point, like I said, you can, or like you said, you can love somebody and hate that side of them. That's absolute proof. Or absolute truth. I mean, and I do hate that stuff. I do. There's other sides of her that I absolutely adore and love. There's a lot of things about her that are good, but this overshadows all that to me. It really does. So it's easier for me to just walk away and stay away, and that's that. I don't want anything to do with that kind of stuff. I won't. That's all. So it's no big thing to me. It's a little sad because when you get close to people, you attach, and I'm one of them people that wears my heart on my sleeve. I'm very emotional, very sensitive. I've been made fun of by some of those people because of it. It's a joke, but that's okay. I'm okay every day, and I'll continue to be that way because I am very comfortable with who I am, and I'm very happy with who I am, and that's all there is to it. So, but no,
such a sensitive person too, and you always get to either, oh, she's acting, or oh, I'm with you on that. I'm very, very sensitive. And listen, I'm also with the people that are tired of hearing it. I think it has been beaten into the ground. But Dago himself said people wanted to hear his opinion on it. He asked me to come up, and I'm here to offer mine and to offer the fact that, but no, I'm with everybody. Like, how much more are we going to talk about it, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, enough's enough. Move on. Right.
Yeah, and I only did this today when I saw you pop in here, because I was told this morning that there were still people that were saying this or that, and I figured, well, that's perfect. She's here. We'll talk. It's out there again. This is another half of that though. Like, I did what I did yesterday and put my stance out there. It's what's still the same, but I just wanted to add to it and let people know, no, I'm not friends with JB at all. I can't be friends with somebody like that. I just can't, because I don't agree with anything he says. Absolutely nothing that he says I agree with. So that doesn't make any sense. There's nothing in common. If you have nothing in common with somebody, you can't have a friendly relationship with them. It is what it is. And the other situation there, when I got the message about that other comment last night, I was completely disgusted. I actually got nauseous hearing that. And it's like, how do you say something like that, even if it's just a joke? And I understand people say words are just words. That's a different situation, guys. That's a mindset, okay? To process something like that through your brain and put it out of your mouth. What is wrong with that? How? I just don't get that. So that's where I'm saying no. I cannot even remotely understand that. So that's just horrible to me. And I'm sorry that
sometimes words are words, there are times where a word is a word, but when the intent is made clear and it is delivered to go at a particular person or whatever, then it becomes more than a word. And I was one of the few people hanging on, like, holy shit, like, you guys are making this big of a deal over that word, again, because I grew up saying it and whatever. But then the videos were made that I was ignorant. It doesn't affect me. I don't know anybody it affects. I don't have any personal experience with anybody who's ever been hurt by that word. I'm not ashamed to admit that I was ignorant of the impact that word has on people to
Does.
current date.
It does. Another somebody
And
else,
of course,
Arctic Fox. I have high respect for him.
yeah,
Okay,
my heart.
he's a gay man. Okay, everybody knows it. And I'm not putting his business out. He's claimed it himself. It obviously offended him for a reason. I'm very proud to be friends with him. He's a very good person. He's got a great soul. He does a lot for the missing, and I'm glad to be close to him. I know it hurt him. It hurt him because he thought I was connected to it and I was okay with it. No, I had to have a conversation with him. No way, absolutely, is there that's okay with me. And no, I will stand by him day in and day out over a situation like that before somebody that I'm friends with. That no, it doesn't work that way, guys. You stand by the people that need you to stand by. I don't even know what I'm trying to say or how I'm trying to say this, but you know what
you're saying. Right.
You know,
when a person needs our allies need us to speak type of thing. And, as friends, we can also stand by our friends when they do something like that, if they're willing to accept and learn and educate, And
if they're not, then you can't do anything else except walk away. Okay. That's all there is. If you go to somebody and say, hey, this was wrong, I feel this is wrong, and the majority is saying this is wrong, do you see it as that? Hell no. I did what I could do. Have a good day.
Right.
Good luck. That's all I can do. Not everybody thinks the same. I get that. Okay. Now that's one thing I will say, D, is from my understanding, she did not know her. That was a total surprise. I'm not standing up for her, but that was a surprise to everybody that she was in there. Nobody knew that that's who that was. I didn't for sure. And she said that she didn't. The night before all this went down, she had told me that. So I have no idea. My understanding is that she did not know. So that's all I can say on that. I think it's kind of crazy though, because we were coming to find out that Julia has been around for years now. Like somebody the other day said she was in T-Rev's chats 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was shocked, man.
What is going on with that's the other problem with what's going on out here, guys. This has turned into something that it definitely should not be.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable for me anymore. It's not good. I'm trying to bring
That's
this
what I
back.
said.
Right. I've been trying to bring this back to crime for a couple weeks now. I'm doing it, but it's hard because you see people running to these other channels that are still perpetuating drama. I can only do what I do. So that's why I stick in my corner and just do my thing.
Well, let me ask you a question with utmost respect and hopefully no ill intended, but don't you agree that Clue was a lot of that drama?
It was, yeah, I can say I agree with you in some senses. She would put it out on
and
her
not
channel.
all on her own doing. I'm not saying like, oh, Clue was the drama. No. Unfortunately, she
bring it out. Yeah.
She fell victim. Right. And she did fall victim to it. I said this several times now, too. I've been that person that experienced a large group of people hating on me at once, the doxing, the threats to my children, and it will bring out the ugliest side of you. And I offer my grace to her because of that, because I responded defensive. I responded nasty. I responded, and it brought out an ugly side of me. And I don't know. I was feeling like I was hoping for Clue that was the situation, because I don't think she's a horrible, mean monster of a person. But I also don't.
That's what made this so hard for me.
Yeah.
There is a completely other side to her she's a very good person. She does show morals and want to help with different things and so on and so forth. This just overshadowed it so much that you have to go. I can't at this point. I have to go the other way. But yeah, the drama was coming at her. Clue was a very, or is, I should say, a very headstrong person. She's a very strong, independent person, and does not, anybody coming at her head first, she's going to headbutt that. You know what I mean? And that's where the drama came out at from her channel per se, with everybody throwing it at her because she's not quiet. Like Cletus had said, I believe, that she just is not a quiet person. She speaks how she feels, and that's that. A lot of people respected that, okay? And I understand why. There's nothing good about being a fake person. I don't like that. but at the same time,
Right.
with those other things coming out, you can't do that either. You know what I mean? So that's
And I'm
how I
similar.
see it.
I'm
I'm
similar
sorry.
to Clue in that aspect because I said I'm similar to Clue in that aspect because I am a Philly girl. I am loudmouth. I am very much real and raw with who and what I am. And for that, I often get demonized or labeled the aggressor, and I could see that in Clue too, because I don't think, um, you know, whatever. I seen back at other videos and she was a lot more soft spoken and there was like a big difference. And I felt like the
Right.
difference was the amount of people that were coming for her during this.
Yeah.
And again, this is not to excuse any other behaviors, just that particular situation of like being so, into the drama. It's like once it latches onto you, it's hard to escape from it, to be honest.
Yeah. And that's why I've always tried to, in a lot of senses, you can ask Mama Bear up here. I try to ignore these things when they were coming at me or whatever for a long period of time. And at some point you just have to address it and say, look, this is not the way this is going to be. I'm not that person. I may be quiet. I may be sensitive to people. I may be nice and all those things, but at some point enough is enough. Okay. And I'm going to stand up for myself at that point. And I have done that. You can tell lies all you want. You can say these things. You can do that, blah, 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 so on and so forth. The people that know you know what's right and what's wrong. When it happened to me, there's so many people that came to me and said, I'm so sorry you're going through this. We know who you are. We know the truth. We know this, we know that. And that's a good feeling to see that. But there's certain things that you can't, if I were to say something directly out of my mouth, you can't get away from that. You said what you said. You did what you did. Either own it or don't own it. And then let be what be. Judgment comes then. That's why I have no qualms with anything because I am who I am. I try to be the same person in YouTube that I am out here. I've never been tried to be anybody other than who I am. Everybody's always known that my first name is really Joe. Everybody knows where I live in Ohio. I mean, it's just, I don't hide things from people because at some point somebody's not going to like you and they're going to bring it out. There's no point in that to me. That's why I was always up front and out there for everybody in the very beginning. Okay. And I will be that way. It's easier, it's safer, and it's better. Now, there's personal things that, of course, people don't need to know that you don't put out there, but it is what it is all I'm saying. And for the drama stuff, guys, there's drama channels all over YouTube. Tons of drama channels. Like, we come into this little corner to cover crime. Why do we need to bring the drama into this too? Go over there. There's plenty of it over there. I don't understand the channels that will do that and just nonstop go and go and go. And they're not talking about anything but that stuff. They're not covering the cases. They're not doing any good in any sense in my bringing awareness to anything that's going on. There's a psycho guy out here running around, Josh Zimmerman, that I cover almost every other day because he scares the hell out of me. And he's loose. He's out on the loose. And the guy has 14 different looks that he could have. That's dangerous to me. And people need to be made aware of that kind of thing. That's the kind of stuff I want to do. Or missing kids and adults that are missing and have been for a long time that need their faces seen. I want to do that. I want to bring awareness about different crimes that are going on that should be being looked at instead of being ignored. And a lot of this genre has gotten away from that. I've been trying to bring it back, but I'm one person. I can only do what I can do. And if nobody's coming to look at it, what good is it going to do then? I'm just going to continue to do that as much as I can and hope that it does make a difference. And that's the whole point, folks. That's why we're here on this genre. And if not, then go to the drama genres and have fun over there. Good luck, but go for it. You know what I mean? We don't need it nor want it in here anymore. And that's the big thing. So that's
Yep.
why,
And I think that's the perfect note for me.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was
You're
going to say,
fine.
I think that's the perfect note for me to go ahead and go back into chat and thank you for allowing me up and let you move on with your program because,
Anytime.
you said what you had to say. I think people know how you feel and I personally respect you. And like I said, even if you chose not to cut ties or whatever, I wasn't judging people based off that. And, I
Right.
do know Clue well. I hope she's mentally doing okay. I do. I don't hate her. and I'm sympathetic to a bit, but unfortunately they those sayings and those words and the blatant racism and disrespect towards the death of an infant, and it was just all too much. And I had to say I don't stand for that. So I'm
I
glad
agree.
that you also said you don't. And
Never.
and I think those who know you knew that you won it, but I do know there is a new audience of us that are newer to you that were
Yeah.
curious. Hence why we were like, hey, are we still welcomed? You know what I mean? So
My door is
I'm
always
glad that we're all
open.
still welcome.
As long as my door is open to
Thank you.
anybody that wants to be here. If you don't want to be here, please don't. I've had people come in here
Don't,
that
don't.
come in here and ridicule me, this or that. Look, or you look funnier. Then why are you here? You know what I mean? Go. There's
Right,
plenty of other
right.
places you can go. But yes, my door is always open, front and back door. I always say, please come on in. There's plenty of room. That's all. So
Thank you.
I appreciate you,
It was
Granny.
nice meeting you, Mama Bear.
You too, sweetie.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. All right, be in the chat. See us.
All right, take
Bye.
care. I appreciate that very much. And again, guys, that's just what it is. Some people may not be happy with that, and my apologies if you're not, but I'm really not sorry, because that's just how I stand. That's who I am, and that's what I believe in. So I'm appreciative of that conversation. If there were other questions still, there it is. I know how that sounded, KT, as soon as I said it, front and back door, and everybody kind of looked in the. I get it. Okay, I get it. KT, what it do? But anyway, that's it, guys. That's it. I'm not going to go on and on about this every day, like I said, but other people are going to come with questions, and I will answer them. I have no qualms about that. There's nothing there for me to hide from it. Period. Okay. So yeah, I have no bearing on it. No problem answering stuff like that or talking about stuff like that. Anyway, moving on. So today, guys, that's why I had to change my title. We had a show set up in regards to Lady Bird Lake. As a lot of you guys know, I've been covering the hell out of that case. And, I'm sorry. Hold on a minute here. My past isn't exactly perfect. It's not perfect either. Everything I've ever done, I've put out there. I have no secrets, nothing. And again, Barbie, if you're not comfortable with me, I understand you don't have to be here. I've never been rude to you or anything. I'm not calling anybody out about their past either. I don't do that. So there's no reason to be rude to me. Okay. Anyway, what I was saying, was, we had a show set up with Dash, that has been covering Lady Bird like in depth very well. Okay. And he was coming on. We were going to have a conversation about it, but he completely lost internet from my understanding. I think it's due to storms, and we had to reschedule. He will be back soon. I'm hoping. I asked Mom if she could set it up for maybe tomorrow at 1 in the afternoon. What does that have to do with me, though? I've never faked cancer.
What?
You said my past isn't perfect, then you bring that up. That has nothing to do with me, dear. It's horrible that he did that. I've lost my best friend to cancer. Don't even get me started on that situation. And it is wrong. That's why I said what I said about that person. But anyway, that's nothing to do with me. Based on what you had said before, that's why I was confused. Anyway, moving forward, I'm sorry, everyone. We will have that. I'm hoping that he'll respond and that show will be good for 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Okay. Oh, okay. She might be in two chats, so don't take me the wrong way, Barbie. I thought you were talking to me. And I know people do 2 chats at a time, and that's okay. So, anyway, so today I said we were going to jump into whatever we could, with anything going on right now, because I had to reschedule at the very last minute. It was like 4:53 when I found out. So I had the whole show set up. Thank God StreamYard let me go in and switch the title out so everybody didn't get confused. I get it, B. Like I said, I looked at it and thought maybe she was in 2 chats or something like that. And that's okay. People run 2 chats all the time. It could have just been an accident, and I understand. And if not, then she's just not comfortable here. that's another thing I wanted to talk about too, real quick. On a happier note, my 6-year-old said we need to pray and be kind, nice, and have inclusivity. And yes, there you go. That's awesome. I think everybody in the true crime community should be able to work together. Personally, that's how I feel. Instead of against each other, we should be able to work together to one goal, guys. And that's what I've always tried to do, which is why I surround myself with specific people to try to do that. What is going on now? The attack on Barbie is disgusting. Rally. Nobody attacked her, did she? In here? Wrong chat. Damn, I'm out. Judge and jury. Watch Barbie leave. He did this. Who did what then? Jules. Are you in the wrong chat? I'm completely confused. I was, Joe, talking about Lady Bird Lake, yes. I'm lost. Can somebody explain to me what the hell is going on? That's awesome, Stormy. And if you jump in here tomorrow, I will make sure that you know that I know it's your birthday.
I think we're all lost. With the exception of those two.
Yeah, if you're in the True Crime Cafe with Dago, that's what this is, if that's what you're looking for. Nobody attacked anybody. Did I miss something in chat? Did somebody attack her? Hey, Holly, good to see you. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going. I agree. I'm confused as hell. Anyway,
I'm trying to go back and look, but
if somebody felt attacked, sorry. Or is this somebody that's just trolling? I didn't either. I'm trying to look. I don't want anybody to feel like they're attacked, especially not in here, but all I said was that I am, I didn't say anything, really. I didn't do anything on purpose. And if you don't like me or you're not comfortable with me, by all means, please don't be here. She doesn't even go here. I don't understand. I'm sorry. Now, one thing I will say, anybody that fakes cancer, you're disgusting. You're disgusting. We have lost so many people from cancer. My best friend died 3 years ago from cancer. And I'm still have not dealt with that, okay? 41 years I was friends with this person and she's gone. So please, I'm not even going to say please. Anybody doing that, stop now. Okay? Grow up. We lose too many people because of that. So don't.
I don't see anybody say anything about Trump unless I missed it.
I've never spoke about Trump. I don't do political talks in here.
Nope.
Malingering grifters. I don't know what that means either, but okay. Yeah. Thank you, Noni. Good to see you, Noni. And welcome to the new meatballs, all the new members. Who told her to go join a Trump rally? What?
I don't know.
MK, somebody had stated that T-Rev did that. I heard that a long time ago, that he faked cancer. Jesus Christ. See, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, I understand what you mean now. Gotcha, unhoused. But here's the big thing, guys.
Sure, I do, Allison.
I'm going to be 50 years old in November. Most of us are roughly in that same age group. We are grown adults. Some of us have grandchildren. Okay? Can we act like adults, please? That's all I'm asking.
Let's not talk about other creators either in the chat, please.
No, we don't do that. I will not have anybody in chat, other creators being slandered. That's just not how we do things. Okay? You could have your opinions about them, yes, but I don't want anybody slandered in here because I would not want that done to me somewhere else, even though I know it happens. Moving forward. Let me see here. All right. Let me pull in my my steps. Give me a second. I was looking for that update too. No. All right, guys. All right, we're going to get moving now and get off all these other subjects, okay? Thank you guys for your patience and understanding through all this.
I don't police other people's language and words either, but I also don't have to be around it if I choose not to. I mean, anybody can say what they want to say, but I don't have to be around it if it's something that I don't like. Holly, they have not come out and said if it was Caleb or not yet.
No, there is no updates on that. I keep looking.
MK Dago would be more than happy to do a prayer for Sebastian.
I do that often, actually.
Good job, Doodle. Hey, Dago, what kind of shoes does a ninja wear?
Don't know.
Sneakers.
Jesus, Doodle. Swear to God. Where did it go? Oh yeah, there's something to bring to you guys.
Hello, Steven. Hi, Mom. Kels, who's defensive?
All right. Oh.
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
No idea. What the hell was that? Oh my God, Doodle. Again. I don't even know what to say. So moving into, since we can't do what I wanted to do, I'm still gonna do the other stuff I do. This is a weird video, by the way. It's like those pictures that were taken from the 70s. I think that's a backdrop, like one of those old backdrops or something. That looks horrible on here. Anyway,
Developing story we have been following for hours now. 2 children are missing after their mom was found dead at a Sacramento home. Just minutes ago, police gave an update on the search. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias joins us now live. Roxanne, what are you learning?
Monica, we just learned a few minutes ago that the father's car was actually seen going into the Mexico border. It is believed that the 2 children are with him. However, today, police clearing it up that they are unable to use that Amber Alert system because the car was seen going into Mexico. Now, all of this started on Monday. The mother's...
Okay, this is the 3rd time now in 3 or like a week that I've seen this happen. Well, not a week. We had Soraya Ong they took off to Mexico. Then we just had that other family of 4 that they thought were heading to Mexico, and now this again. Why is everybody going to Mexico? It's ridiculous. Hey, I see you.
Hi.
This is horrible. These kids are being used as pawns, you guys, in all these family issues and stuff. This is horrible to me.
Children, 4-year-old Athena Lee and 2-year-old Mateo Lee, are now missing and are believed to be with their father, Cameron Lee. Last night, Customs and Border Protection let police know the car, described as a gray 2023 Honda Passport, had gone into Mexico. The investigation all started on Monday after the mother's friends called police. According to police, officers responded to a medical aid call along the 3700 block of Didcot Circle. That was around 7:30 Monday night. They found the woman inside the home dead. Police have not been able to get a hold of Cameron since her death. They last saw him, friends and family say they last saw him on Saturday. They don't know if the kids could have been dropped off somewhere, perhaps on the way to Mexico, or if they are still with the father. So now they're trying to use every resource available to try and find them.
We're imploring our federal partners, both FBI, DOJ, to share it. FBI has the ability to do a media blast down there in Mexico as well. Do we know where the kids are? No, and that's why we're asking for the community's assistance.
Police now are asking you, the public, to help them out in giving them any tip, whether it be small or large, anything that could lead to perhaps them talking to Cameron, or you can call them by calling 916-808-0560. It's unknown right now if Cameron has any family in Mexico or any friends that he may have gone over there to see. But of course, there's still so many questions that the police are trying to answer at this point. Monica?
Right, Roxanne, seems like more questions than answers this morning, but we do know 2 kids are still missing and without their mother this morning. Thank you for that live report.
My thought is they go to Mexico because, I mean, it's the easiest to get into. You just boop right across the border, and you're in Mexico. There isn't, a whole lot of the customs and things like there is with Canada and stuff. And you're muted if you're talking to me.
I knew that. So he killed the
Sure
mother
you
and took off with these kids. Like something like there's some bad stuff going on nowadays, you guys, and it's getting worse like every single day. Thank you, SRB. Really it is. So now we're on the lookout for these 2 and hope to God that they're safe and they're okay. Yes, Soraya Ong was found. She's in protective custody of the state right now. Her father's in jail, and his girlfriend she's home with her family, from my understanding, and that's handled. So we'll see what happens. What was that other case? I wanted to bring that other case up, Mama Bear, that you were talking about. I'm voting for. Of course, you're welcome here. Why wouldn't you be?
that was weird. What
Who
case?
said you weren't welcome here? The one that you said you wanted me to. Actually, Sherry had one she wanted me to bring up. Aubrey, I think her name was, and then this other one that you were talking about the other day. You want me to bring up?
Oh, Polly.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one again. Yes. Yeah. Was it Penny? Penny Monroe. Yeah, of course you're welcome here. Everybody's welcome here. Bayou Babe, welcome. Good to see you. The only way anybody's not welcome is here if they don't want to be in here. That's all.
We just ask that you guys be respectful. Don't
Each
talk
other.
about
To each other.
politics and religion.
Yeah, we don't do politics or religion, and just respect each other. That's all, you guys. No big deal. Exactly. It's very sad for all these children. Hey, Terry, good to see you. Absolutely. I will definitely keep her in my thoughts and prayers, Terry, and if everybody could keep Terry's mother-in-law in your thoughts and prayers, please. She's having a rough time. She's in the hospital for 3 weeks. That's horrible, Terry. Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Terry. I'll
And
send you some positive and healing vibes for your mom.
absolutely.
65 ads in less than 3 minutes. Holy moly. That's
In here? No way. I
that's
have
what
that.
KT just said.
I have that set at the very lowest setting in here.
Did you mean 625? Not 65? I can see 6 to 5.
Even when I've turned it off, they turn it back on. They do what they want to do.
Yeah.
All right.
We're not doing politics, religion, so.
No, we don't do politics, religion, any of that stuff in here, guys, because it causes too many problems. So what was? Give me that name again.
Mine.
Yeah, the Polylichens,
Likens.
Yeah, that's just the one that I was talking about yesterday.
Okay, KT. Sorry. Thank you, Steven.
Give me a second.
My boss is really cutting. Okay. My boss is really cutting back on my hours, so I'm hoping to be able to get over there more. I want to go back to the Madeline Kingsbury case. Hello, Brian. How are you, honey? Because I found a bunch of documents and stuff, so I want to. It was kind of like she got found, and I'm sure another case popped up, and we just kind of drifted away, and it popped in my head the other day, and I was like, you know what? I want to go back and visit that and see what happened and everything. And so I think I downloaded like 50 search warrants and stuff. So I've got a lot to look through, and the autopsy report is really bare, which was weird. I even had Dago look at it. I was like, does this autopsy report look right? He's like, no, where's the rest of it?
It doesn't look like an autopsy report. It looks like a blank piece of paper. It's pretty pathetic. I covered this in one of the late shows a while back. This is an update from yesterday. This is sad. This is happening a lot more most recently than it ever should be, but it's becoming a regular thing now. No, I didn't say anything, Salty. There was nothing to redact. They just didn't put anything on the paperwork.
Yeah, they said it was
ridiculous.
What was it? Homicidal violence. That was
it. That was all that was on there. Nothing else. They didn't show anything else. It was really pathetic.
COD, MOD was homicidal violence.
Yes. Yeah, it was ridiculous. I can show you what she showed me. It's I was looking at it like 20 minutes going, is there more? Did you forget to send me something? Like, where's this at? Because I didn't see anything. I'm going, this is the worst autopsy report I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, this case here, I covered this like in one of the late shows a while back and didn't really get much in it. But this is happening regularly now, guys. There are actually, from my understanding, I did a little research on stuff like this. There's hate groups out here. First of all, we need to keep teenagers off of dating sites, Grinder, whatever they're called. They need to stay off of them. They're children still, okay? But still, we need to make sure that we're monitoring what they're doing on this thing, okay? They're still children. Until they become 17, 18 years old, they don't need to have that much access to certain things like Grinder or other places like that. They don't belong on there, guys. That's dangerous as hell. And that's what's happening. They're setting up these hate groups are setting up these false situations and drawing these people, now children at 14 years old, to them, and then they're murdering them because of their lifestyle. No, that's not okay. And that's what I believe this is here. And I've seen quite a few of these in a short period of time. So for those of you that aren't familiar, check it out. And this is the update from last night. Polly's father spoke on this, and this is horrible to me.
Murder in western Pennsylvania. A grieving father is speaking out for the very first time after the dismembered remains of his 14-year-old transgender daughter were found at the end of Pride Month.
I need to find out where my son passed from this world. And I've always come through here so I can feel closer to Polly.
Referring to Polly as his son, Paul Likens Sr. says he spent days searching the park in Mercer County, Pennsylvania, where his child was reportedly last seen. Authorities say the 14-year-old went missing June 22nd. 3 days later, Polly's human remains were recovered around an area lake. An autopsy revealed the cause of death was sharp force trauma to the head and the manner of the death, a homicide. 29-year-old Deshaun Watkins, seen right here, has been charged with her murder. Pennsylvania State Police say Polly was last seen on surveillance video near a canoe launch, appearing to meet up with someone who has now been identified by authorities as Watkins. Blood was discovered during a search of the suspect's apartment, and the family says instead of celebrating Polly's birthday, which would have been this past Saturday, they're now planning a funeral.
We lost a little shine the day Polly was taken from us.
So Watkins will appear in court on July 17th. He was denied bail and has not entered a plea. Meanwhile, Polly's family is pushing for her murder to be classified as a hate crime. That has yet to happen. Meanwhile, Governor Josh Shapiro expressed support for the family, also advocating for state laws to treat hate-based crimes against LGBTQ members the same way that they would be classified for other members.
My goodness, and this coming during Pride Month,
yes,
as you said.
Here's the problem I have. It needs to be classified as a hate crime. Whether this situation was that this person thought they were meeting up with a female and it wasn't, or whether or not they did it on purpose, it's still, in my opinion, a hate crime because of what happened. Hold on one second.
Yeah, in my opinion, it absolutely is a hate crime, especially to go to the extent that they did in that case. Um,
Yeah, this
and I
is
think they are
horrible.
going to pursue the hate crime. They just haven't filed for it yet, from what I read yesterday.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
This one here,
Yes.
I'm kind of bent out of shape over this one, to be honest with you. And I hadn't even seen this until yesterday. I'm really bent out of shape over this one. It bothers me in a bad way. 1 second here. And I want this stuff to be seen for what it is. What is going on with this? So there's another case about a little girl named Aubrey Wyatt. Okay. It won't let me do it though. Hold on a minute. Sherry, thank you. 1 second, guys. I'll bring this up. This is horrific to me too. People need to leave our kids alone. Seriously. One second, guys.
Oops. Jen, I think we covered that.
This is an older case. This isn't new, guys, but it's something that needs attention brought to it. Big time.
Wasn't Hannah left in a park?
Yeah, and we're going to be doing, you're talking about Hannah. Yeah, from the case out of Florida. We're going to be
No,
covering.
UK.
Or the U. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I didn't know
This
about
one
that
was
one.
in the UK. She said not long ago, there was a trans girl called Hannah, was unalived by two teen classmates. There was one in the UK that we covered. The girl was found in the park. But I can't.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name.
Yeah,
so
I'll have to
many
go back and look. Yeah. 13th hour I covered next on my channel. If you'd like to see it, you can go over to my channel and watch it.
What is it?
That was a hard one too. the case in next, the girl that was in the beat up in the bathroom.
Oh God, yeah, we covered that here too.
Yeah.
Right around the same time, or no, yours was out after or before. Sorry. Why is this making me do this to get into this stuff? There we go. All right. Sorry, folks. Messing with these controls are not working for me today. All right, here we go.
Okay, that is the case. All right, that's what I thought, Jen.
Same one.
Mm-hmm. Hannah Tubbs. Yes. Thank you, JC.
All right. Hello, JC. Welcome, dear. All right, hold on, guys.
That's sweet. 13th hour.
Jen and Hannah. Yeah, right. That is the same one. All right, here we go. I'll get better stuff on this too. But
Abuse has apparently been shut down due to a court order. Here's what we know about it. Heather Wyatt, whose 13-year-old daughter Aubrey Wyatt took her own life, has been posting about the experience of losing her daughter since Aubrey died in September of 2023. Prior to the court order, Heather had nearly 1 million followers on TikTok, and her videos had millions of views. In her videos, Heather would talk openly about Aubrey's death, suicide awareness, and mental health.
Look at these humans, just walking past a chance to save nearly $750. Hey, you! Look, here, look at this.
Well, that didn't turn out how you wanted.
Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds.
Mental health. Commenters on many of her videos stated that her videos had convinced them to keep on living. Heather has previously claimed Aubrey's death was due to bullying she endured while she was a student at Ocean Springs Middle School in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Shortly after Aubrey's death, a police investigation was launched into the bullying accusations. According to Ocean Springs Police Chief Ryan Lemaire, no evidence of criminal wrongdoing was found. Now, Heather never named Aubrey's alleged bullies in her videos or threatened them, but since then, other users on TikTok have publicly named the teen girls, threatening them and even doxing one of them, treating them as criminals despite the lack of charges against them. This court order was filed on July 1st by the families of these alleged bullies. While screenshots of the order have been floating around on social media, all case documents are sealed from public view, so no other information is available about the court case. This story was reported by Anita Lee. To read more about Heather and Aubrey Wyatt, check out sunherald.com.
The power of one small action, one conversation, or one phone call can make a difference in the life of a veteran going through a difficult time. For free 24/7 confidential support, call the Veterans Crisis Line or the Military Crisis Line.
A popular social media account with videos that have millions of views has apparently...
okay, so that was that part of that. All right, I'm going to show you this too, and then I'm going to try to get into the actual business of this case itself to give you. This was a short that was put out too. You'll have to read this if you guys can. These don't allow me to make them any bigger. I hate that. It's about the best I can do.
So there's...
Why is
There's
it
one,
keep doing?
I don't know. There's one thing, you guys, I can't stand, and it makes me, my skin crawl, is bullying against children. Children on children. I can't stand it. Obviously, these girls bullied this little girl because she was so pretty. You know, maybe they were jealous. I don't know. I don't know why kids do this. I don't know why kids are mean. I don't get it. I don't get it. For a child to feel that she has to take her own life, no. No. And I'm sorry. When you push a child to this point where she does something like this, I think you should be held accountable and be treated like an adult. You want to act like an adult and do these things, then be treated like an adult and be charged. You are the reason that this little girl did this, so you should be charged as if you did it yourself. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. And people may not agree with that, thinking that's too harsh, but what these kids did to her is beyond too harsh. And the bullying situation is disgusting. My child himself went through it for years. Okay. And now they won't even look at him funny because he's so much bigger than they are. That's stupid. That is absolutely stupid. Okay. Ain't none of these kids any better than the rest.
Jane, I disagree. I don't think kids are mean because they learn it from their peers. They learn it from their parents.
Some of it comes from both, I think. Other
My
kids
kids come home and ask me, Mom, why do kids find it funny to make fun of the teacher because he's a little overweight? Why do they,
right?
My kids are like, why? Why is that funny? So I don't know. Maybe my kids are different, but
no, because Caden has come home for stuff and said stuff like that to me too. I don't understand how or why this is made okay, but parents don't discipline their kids because they're afraid because their kids are going to call the police on them. Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well. Okay. And this is the sad thing here, guys, that this mother posted on social media all these things and is now being ordered to delete all this, guys. She's being ordered to delete everything she posted on social media. She's being
I see what you're saying, Jane. Sorry.
It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. And I don't get it. I do not get it.
Kimber, the girl that
the Ocean Springs School
asked
District.
her mom.
Yeah, I'll show you. This is the initial news story about what happened, and then I'll go into what's going on now, guys.
District is mourning the loss of one of its students today. Parker Boyd joins us in the studio with how the community is reacting to this tragic news.
Jennifer, hearts are heavy at the Ocean Springs Middle School. The school district says one of its students, 8th grader Aubrey Wyatt, has died. A small memorial has begun to grow in front of the school. The Ocean Springs School District says Wyatt's mother is an Ocean Springs School District teacher. The Singing River Health System sent counselors to the school to help students in their time of grief. Volunteers from Youth for Christ were also there to help. The Ocean Springs School District is asking everyone to keep the Wyatt family and Ocean Springs Middle School students and staff in your thoughts tonight. Jennifer.
Okay, so
Ocean Springs community came together and held a candlelight vigil for Aubrey Wyatt. Jacoby Rivers was at that vigil, joins us now here in the studio.
That's right, Amber. Tonight was a night for remembering Wyatt, a daughter, friend, and classmate. Take a look.
It's just sombering and just heartbreaking.
Candles lining up a dark sky as friends and family of Aubrey Wyatt came together to remember the teen by listening to some of her favorite songs.
And he says, our song is the slam scream doors, singing loud, tapping on your window.
She was somebody that you could go to anytime that, you were upset. And she would always console you.
Destiny Skinner describes Wyatt as a friendly person who was always happy. She says when the family heard the news of her passing, they were in shock. Skinner says, like many parents, she is teaching her kids on how to handle a bully, but also worries.
At some point in the bully's life, they had gotten hurt. And so they want other people to hurt like they are. And so I try to remind them of that.
She is also a teacher in the Ocean Springs school system and says she provides a safe environment for her students by providing positive words.
If they ever feel like they, don't have somewhere safe to go to or someone safe to turn to, I always tell them that they can come to me with anything.
A similar message was shared by a local pastor.
Your words are going to build people up, or your words are going to tear people down.
Mike DeMauro is the pastor for Mosaic Church in Harrison County. He says the church holds an event once a month to give both teens and parents the space they need for help.
We know that times like this that can be really difficult, especially on our teenagers who maybe don't know how to process, difficult things that happen in this world.
Both Skinner and DeMauro says they hope parents can take the time to talk with their children on what's bothering them and to let them know they are not alone.
You need to teach them to be kind, and that, the whole saying sticks and stones, words do hurt, and they stay with you for the rest of your life.
What we don't want kids doing is suffering in silence and burying all this down. God designed us to do life as a community. That's why he gave us community. And we just want to encourage our kids, find that community of people that are going to help build you up and help you grow in your faith.
As you can imagine, it was a very sad night, but it was also time for the community to come together, to lean on each other, and to learn from each other while remembering Aubrey.
This stuff makes me so mad. You have no idea.
Yeah. And I agree, Captain. And that's why I've told my kids from day one, I was like, I don't care what it is, how bad it is. You can come to me. I might get upset for a second, but then we'll figure out what to do. And my kids come to me for everything. Tell me everything.
No matter what it is. I've been the same way with Caden, always. Now I wanted to show you the other side of this that's been going on right now.
Um, 13 would like to come up on panel. There's something that I would like to, let's see.
Okay.
Talk about that. Let me see. Hold on.
The only thing we do here, 13, is you have to show your face for 1 second backstage to make sure that we're going to get your face and not something else, because it happens.
They just said they have something weighing on them that they want to talk to someone about.
Okay. Well, come on up. We usually do, a couple minutes up here, explain what you're talking about, and then move on with what we're doing. So absolutely, please join us. And then I'll move on to this real quick.
You may not get caught for.
Yep, Michelle, you're right.
Agreed, Captain.
Yep.
There's the link right there, 13. It is, Jenks. It really is. That's exactly what I wanted to happen from that too, Alicia. Okay, you can turn your camera off. I see you. Unless you want to leave it on. If you're comfortable with leaving it on, you can leave it on. I'll bring you up now. Okay. All right, welcome. How are you?
How are you doing? I'm doing well. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you for having me. So I saw what you said in chat, and so we both have an ace in our life. Okay. All right. And you saw who I said the ace in my life was.
Yes.
So that ace is 15 years old.
Okay.
And she was born this way. She didn't have crushes when she was little at school, nothing. I mean, we knew early on she had no interest in anything.
Right.
It was very interesting. But she was born that way. And she her mom, my eldest daughter, is 31. My children are amazing parents, all of them. They're all amazing parents.
Right.
And she called me and she told me that my granddaughter was hurting herself. And she's not being bullied at school. She said she doesn't understand why she did it. That's why I need to talk to you.
I have listen, and it happens, and I understand your sadness and your angst about this. It happens. I had a child.
Sorry.
Right. There's other things that are going on sometimes within children. I wish Draw was in here. That make them feel like they have to do that sometimes. I don't understand it
I
completely.
did, you know, as a really girl thing. My other daughter did it, you know, my youngest. I caught her. I had to stop her. It was not, um, it had nothing to do with how my husband and I raised them. We raised them with beauty and grace and love. We have a son
Of course.
too,
Of
you
course.
know. They are amazing benefits to society. And my daughter feels like she failed somewhere, and I try to tell her
No.
you did not. Something is, so she's taking her to therapy. She is in therapy.
Yeah. There you
My
go.
daughter's doing all the right things.
Good.
They're
So-
smart kids. Smart.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what
Um,
matters. That's what matters.
so-
My daughter. Go ahead.
It was I accidentally put it in the chat as Dago, but it was actually me. It's my daughter that's 15. That's Ace.
Oh, I apologize.
That's okay. No, it was my fault.
No, it's we're all family anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's okay.
And she went through the same thing and was cutting. What she
This
later
wasn't
told me,
cutting. This was, she said she was in the shower, and that she just kind of, I guess I would say the way she described it, she dissociated in
Okay.
a way, and had like those you know, woven, like little woven loofahs, the little plastic
Loofahs,
woven
yeah.
loofahs. Yeah. And she said before she knew it, she was just scrubbing a raw spot on her leg. And
that sounds like
she
OCD
said,
to me.
okay, see, I wondered, and when we asked her, do you know why? She said, no, I don't know why, but she does have other OCD tendencies, and she's very quiet. And I have questioned whether or not she might be on the spectrum. You
Yeah.
know, I really have.
Therapy is definitely the first step. My daughter, she did not realize that
Pardon me,
it
I'm
was not
snotty, you
normal
guys.
because there were so many other kids that were around her that were doing it as well, that she thought it was the normal thing
Right.
until
right,
we got
right,
her into
okay.
therapy. And then she was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
not normal,
Yeah,
which is wild.
this is
But
yeah,
scrubbing her
this is
skin
different.
till she's raw,
Right.
that sounds OCD to me. And
Okay,
Dago
okay.
has OCD, so he may be able to help you more with that.
I do too. I do too. And both of my daughters and my son do. And so does
Yeah.
my husband. I mean, it is, yeah, we're crazy cleany bugs. I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah,
It's
my middle
ridiculous.
daughter, so I have a 15-year-old and then I have 14-year-old twins. My twins are a boy and a girl. My daughter, my middle child, she has the OCD. So yeah, and it can be anxiety as well, Amy. You're right.
Very much so. Very much so.
Oh, anxiety. Oh, yeah, anxiety. I
And
would
probably
lay
both.
money. I'd lay
Now-
money on the anxiety.
You weren't completely wrong. My oldest daughter, the one that I was claiming earlier, the one that's mixed, she used to be a cutter too. She did it down on her thighs where people couldn't see it. Okay, and
That's what my youngest did, and I caught her.
That's-
and I
well,
had to
she
sit
went-
down and have the mommy talk.
we threw her in the pool one day. She didn't want to go in the pool. This is the child that was always in black.
fish?
No. When she was little, yes. But when she got older, she was always in black. When she became a teenager, I'm going to show you something. I have no shame in this at all. Especially when it comes to this. This is why we're going to be doing mental health shows in here once a month coming up soon to talk about these things.
I'm
and
here for it.
discuss this stuff.
I'm here for that. That's
Ab-
brilliant.
Absolutely. It's something that I've been
That's
wanting to
brilliant.
do for
That
a
is
while, and
brilliant.
other things have stopped it from happening, but I've come to the realization over the past month it's important and it needs to happen.
We all need it. We all need it.
Well,
all need it.
being in this genre, we need it even more than most do, I think. So yes, we are.
What, baby?
All right. So this is a lot of people aren't going to probably believe this once you see her, but 1 second.
No.
I
apologize. My bird's being naughty. That's Sherlock. He's off
Oh,
spaces.
it's okay.
Come here.
Oh, I
he thinks he
forgot she
does.
did this. Hold on a minute here.
He's actually my emotional support pet. He's 5. He'll live
He's
to be for
awesome.
35.
Aw.
He's
That's
so
absolutely
cute.
awesome.
He's cute. He's going through a time right now where molting because it's that time of the year we want a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking for a girlfriend. There ain't no girlfriends here. They're from South America. Yeah. Are you South American, baby? I'm sorry.
All right, where is she?
I apologize. I cry and then I get snotty.
I am probably one of the most emotional male creators
Nope,
on
my
YouTube.
husband.
So don't.
Oh,
No, I'm talking
creator?
about on
Oh, okay.
YouTube. Don't worry about
Okay.
crying. I do it at the drop of a dime because I don't care what anybody thinks of me.
I'm a Virgo. I just cry at the drop of a hat. It's ridiculous. It really is.
I'm Sagittarius. I don't know if that matters, but
You know, I know very little about Sagittarius.
I've been told that by multiple people. We must not be important. Maybe that's it.
Oh no, everyone is important.
Of course. Okay. All right, here we go. This is my heart, my oldest daughter, who's 32 years old. This is the one that did this back when she was a teenager.
My eldest daughter's 31.
Okay.
Oh, what a stunner.
Right. She was a model for Kat Von D's makeup
Oh, wow.
line, tattoos. She's covered in tattoos, of course. She's always had to change something about herself. She's never been happy with it. She's had body dysmorphia. And then this cutting thing started, okay? Pay no attention to this over here, but that's her.
I can't take my eyes off her beauty.
Now, what I'm trying to explain to you by showing you this, you see how beautiful she is, right? Okay. She's absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong with her. Physically, emotionally, mentally, any of that, she's perfect, okay?
Right.
But there's something wrong with her. There was, okay? For her to do that, there's something going on up here that she doesn't understand. She's unhappy with something about herself. She's always been very, very skinny, had body dysmorphia, these things, okay? She's very smart. She's absolutely beautiful. All of our children have something going on in their minds at some point in time in their lives. We all have had the same things. Some of us just know how to handle it. Some of us don't. She didn't have support from her mother. I was the only one that gave her support. That's where her problems came in. She didn't know what to do. And she finally told me, I've always been that father. Thank you guys very much. I've always been that parent, that father that you can come to me and tell me anything. Talking about it brings tears to my eyes because it bothered me so bad. Okay, because I never understood why my child wants to hurt herself. I don't get it. Okay, I never did, but I do. I get it now. And as parents, we have to be able to be there that way. And just for what, it doesn't matter what it is, you have to be there for your child. You have to be there
I
for
did
your
my
child.
job. See, but now it's not my job, it's my daughter's job.
Right. That's exactly it. And
So
you've done your
now
job.
I'm
Yes.
stuck and I'm scared and she's scared and
And
she thinks she messed up.
No,
and
she
I'm
didn't.
trying to tell her she has not messed up. I mean, this is mental health is, and I mean, she knows that she has a mental health issue as well. It's anxiety, depression. Her husband does as well.
These kids.
I am so sorry to sit up here and freaking trauma dump. It is so uncomely.
It's fine.
But I didn't know who to talk to about it.
And that's why we're all here. That's why we're all here, okay? That's why it's a community of people that come together to help each other. Your daughter's doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. These kids have so much pressure put on them nowadays, okay? So much pressure, more than what we even went through. I'm 50 years old in November, and I remember going through
I'm 49.
worrying about what shoes I was going to be wearing to school and if they were going to be the right tennis shoes or if I was going to get made fun of because
Exactly.
of that and that kind of
Yes.
stuff. These kids,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
even
yeah.
worse than it was then. Okay. You have to be.
Where was your next meal going to come from?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you sure the electricity's going to be on this month? Are you sure you got the rent, mama? Yeah, I know.
Absolutely. And all of those things, guys, they have so much pressure on them. We as parents, and you're doing the right thing. I think we all do the right things. We need to take that pressure away from them and help them and be there for them as much as we can. And when that
My
stops
husband
on
and I
our
cry.
side and we can't, that's when you go, like Mama Bear said, you start with therapy. You go through the therapy and you move forward
That's
each
what she's
step
doing.
up. As long
Yeah.
as you stay with it, you're
Baby
doing the right
steps.
thing. Yes.
Yeah.
As
Baby
long as
steps.
you're doing it, you're doing the right thing, hon. I promise
See,
you, you're doing it.
my daughter's also going to therapy as well. You know,
Absolutely. Wonderful.
So that because she wants to understand what her daughter's going through, because she didn't understand when she was doing it to herself.
Right.
You
How old
know?
is your granddaughter?
She's 15
See, and
and a
it's
half.
that it's that
Well,
age.
not and a half. No, it was in March.
That's
She
how old
turned
my
15
daughter
on
was
the
when I
12th.
found out. Yeah, my daughter was 14 going on 15 when I found out she was doing that, and I didn't know why because I
And
thought I
she's
did
my
everything I could.
oldest.
Right. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're
And
not
our
alone.
youngest is 25.
Yep,
So,
you're not
well, I knew
alone.
I wasn't. It's just that I'm not a trauma dumper. I don't do that. If I were to sit and just like type out the things that I have done in my life, people would look at me and say, okay, 5150 this woman, and don't let her on the panel ever. And just don't chat with her, block her.
We've all been
'Cause
there.
I have been around and done some really cool stuff. Y'all, I worked for the Tiger King. I live in Oklahoma.
Joe,
yeah.
Joe Exotic.
Joe Shreevogel. Yeah. Joe Shreevogel. My husband and I worked for him. Yes, sir. Oh, honey, I've got some stories.
I'll bet that was interesting. We'll have to have you up one night to tell some stories.
Oh, I will. Oh, I spill good tea. I make good tea, spill good tea.
Well, here's the thing. Over here in this community, we don't spill tea, we spill sauce, but it's the same thing. Okay.
Is it spaghetti sauce? Is it real good?
Yes.
Spaghetti sauce.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay. I
Absolutely.
prefer rotini. I prefer rotini.
Absolutely. Whatever you want, it's up to you.
Okay. Or linguine. Either way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, absolutely, al dente would be good.
The fact that you made it through working for Joe says a whole lot, period. That's all I can say.
We quit because I'll give you one. And then I'm going to get down.
Okay.
The 5 Tigers. Anybody who watched the Netflix series? Okay. And
Both of them.
Okay, so and all of you people that are sitting out there, and you remember the 5 dead tigers, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, we remember the 5 dead tigers. Okay. Who wants to know what happened to the 5 dead tigers? How
I
they
have
ended up dead?
I have an idea, but I don't know.
I know. Oh no, I know.
I personally thought
He
that they were. Go ahead.
allowed people to come and hunt them and pay to do it.
And somebody got bit, right?
No, they were let out onto the grounds, and someone with a lot of money paid to come and hunt it. 5
like a poacher.
Yeah.
Hello.
I've heard of that before. That's disgusting.
Hello.
That
And
is
that's
disgusting.
one, and I have so many. I
Did you-
got juicy stuff.
Did you work there when the other guy took over? The other, okay. That guy scared me.
I'm
That guy
free
was
that.
crazy.
That guy was crazy. I'm free that. I'm closer to back when right after his brother died and he took over.
Okay. Got you.
Because he ran that place into the ground.
So because he wanted money, he took all this money and he allowed these free hunting to
He
come on
was-
the ground.
and he was breeding tigers and
Ligers.
I'm sorry, ligers and tigons. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm tired. Ligers and tigons. It's a rescue. We had 177 big cats that are rescues there. You shouldn't be breeding anything,
No.
especially something that is only going to live approximately 5 to 6 years, because you bred it. It's now sterile, so you can't breed it with another one and make more. And why do they not live very long? They don't live very long because the growth button doesn't flip. The growth switch doesn't
The
flip. when
the
they're getting
crossbreeding,
bigger.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's just GMO cats. And it's sad. It's
It is.
sad. And it is. So, yeah.
So, and there it is,
there's
guys.
2 nuggets. And
It's the greed. It's the greed that takes over. And somebody offers you
is.
$10,000 to do trophy hunting. There it is.
especially if
sad.
it's something that you want to do. And my
So sad.
husband buried a couple. So, and Mufasa will be missed, and his bones are in the Bone Museum in the Osteo Museum in Oklahoma City. And he was one of our favorites.
I'll bet. I'll bet.
Yeah, he was amazing.
I appreciate you
Okay, well,
telling us the story.
I appreciate I appreciate you letting me come up and cry like a little girl.
It's
And
okay. We're all here together. There's no
trauma
worries
dump.
about that. It's all good. It's all good.
There was nowhere I was comfortable even sharing that information. You
Well,
know,
I'm glad.
that is only family talk.
I'm
right
glad you
now.
felt comfortable here. I am definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
And I hope anybody
It
can
is the
feel
only
that
place
comfortable
I
here too. Well, thank you
I
for
hope
that.
so too. I
Absolutely.
hope so
Absolutely.
too. That I watched you. I know a lot of people say it, but you do, sir, carry yourself with grace.
Thank you. Thank you very
You
much.
do carry yourself with more than a modicum of grace, and you should be proud of that.
I am very much to hear that. It means the whole world to me. It does.
And I appreciate you very much, sir.
And I appreciate
Mama
you
Bear,
too.
thank you. And I appreciate everybody in the chat, because I know everybody goes, "Oh my gosh, here is that woman again." Because
No.
I go on a lot of panels.
Not in
and
this community. That's not gonna be not in here. And we
I just like to
appreciate
have
you.
friends.
Well, you do here.
I'm on this oxygen leash 24/7. I
I
can't
get
leave
it.
my house.
Well, you definitely have friends here. I promise you that.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Night,
I'm
Joey.
gonna leave now. And I
Absolutely,
really
hon.
appreciate the time. Thank you, sir. And thank
Absolutely.
you, Mama Bear.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome,
Have
hon.
a great night.
Anytime.
I'm gonna go down chat.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for being here with us again.
Thank you for hoping you did help. Thank you.
Absolutely. I hope so. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful lady. I appreciate that so much. And I do. Anybody, please understand. This community is based on the fact that you should be able to do that at any time you want to. They're never going to be judged in here, guys. And anybody that does, they won't be here. Okay. I just don't do that. I found out a weird way that I am an empath. I just love people. And I want everybody always to feel comfortable enough to feel that they can speak at anything that they want to. Okay. And this is a community. I don't call people subs or subscribers. I don't like that term. It's community members or family members. That's just how that is here. And if this isn't the place for you, then it's not the place for you. But if it is, you're always welcome. So thank you again for that. 13th, we appreciate you very much. So moving on. This going on to this other part of this story about Aubrey. There was a note that was found, and it had a lot to do with what happened with Aubrey too. And it's very sad and disgusting that this went on. But Miss Barbara, welcome and good to see you. Thank you for that very much. Absolutely, Lucia. Thank you, Allison. You guys, you can't do that to me constantly. You're absolutely welcome, 13th hour. Always. Have a good night, Joey. Take care, brother. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right, let me pop this over here and let you guys check this out now, too. All right. This explains this letter, that supposedly secret letter, I guess, and what it was about. A threatening note, whatever you want to call it. It was called multiple things, so.
Everything you do to me, but y'all will pay at. Those words found written in red on a note, along with bullets found inside an Ocean Springs high school bathroom. That triggered a shelter in place yesterday. We are choosing not to show the note at this time, but the district is confirming new details with us today.
I grabbed the wrong one. Sorry. Hold on a minute. These things were listed in the same because of the name. Okay. This is the same school that they found that Aubrey was bullied in. But this is what happens, guys. I guess I should just show you this. It's two different stories. But this is the type of stuff that goes on between these kids. How they threaten each other and bully each other in that sense. So I will play this so you can see this, but this is not related to that situation. Hold on.
I'm gonna need to hop off of here. I didn't realize it was almost 8 o'clock.
That's fine. Do your thing.
So you guys have a great rest of the night. I am off work tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Good.
All right.
Sounds good. And I'll be early tomorrow too, so we'll be good.
Okay. Sounds good.
All
Bye,
right,
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bill Snyder has what we've learned this morning.
An extra police presence out of an abundance of caution here at Ocean Springs High School.
Thank you, Cesar.
We've seen extra school resource officers and others patrolling the area and the hallways as students, teachers, and administrators arrived at Ocean Springs High School on Thursday. This comes about 24 hours after that concerning note and the bag of ammunition was found inside the school. That, of course, led to that precautionary shelter-in-place order that lasted about 3 hours on.
Mind you, this came out May 18th of 2023. And again, all of this stuff went on with around the Aubrey scenario, same school, same type things, so on and so forth, is what I'm trying to explain to you guys.
Wednesday. Those school resource officers that are patrolling have less students to look after since the seniors aren't here. That means they're patrolling inside with about 1,400 to 1,500 students, and they'll be here with that extra police presence for the next 5 days. Classes dismiss for the summer on Wednesday here in Ocean Springs. Until then, that extra police presence will be in place to make sure everything goes smoothly. In Ocean Springs, Bill Snyder, WLOX.
Now, what it came out to be was that note was actually meant from one student to another student, okay? This is how these students have been threatened. This is an issue in this school big time. I went back and looked at this. I think it was earlier this morning. I was looking at this thing when Sherry had told me about this case. Last night, I looked at this morning. There was a lot of bullying issues that go on within this school. A lot. When Aubrey's situation came out, a bunch of other parents came forward, other kids, so on and so forth. It's horrific, you guys. It's too much, okay? And it just doesn't make sense to me. So again, these things have to stop. So again, now that this has happened, thank you, SRB, very much. Thank you to anybody that donates to the channel in that sense. It's not anything that we expect, folks, but we definitely do appreciate it via the PayPal, Venmo, or the Cash App. God bless to anyone that does. So thank you. After that stuff went down, parents got together at some point and said enough is enough, that their kids are being hurt mentally, emotionally, sometimes physically. It's enough, okay? And this all plays into a bunch of other things that we cover too, you guys. So here's a scenario where these parents did get together to cover this, and then we'll move on to something else, you guys. I just wanted to show you a little bit of everything with this.
About bullying in Ocean Springs schools. Bullying now under a microscope after the death of a 13-year-old middle school student.
Aubrey Wyatt's mother used social media to blame bullying for her daughter's death. The Ocean Springs school superintendent telling us today the district investigates 100% of bullying reports. We'll hear from him in just a bit.
But first, parents and former students who gathered outside middle school today to say enough is enough. Harper Robinson joins us now to share their stories.
We will be your boys! Vanessa Owens says she was a victim of bullying during her time at Ocean Springs Middle School. She says change begins with the adults.
I think it's going to have to start with the administration. I know with my instance, we brought documents and evidence. We even had a psychologist that told them this child needs to leave y'all's school or she will not be here tomorrow.
Owens's mother, Carla, says middle school for her daughter was a nightmare, something that still sticks with Vanessa years later.
She's 27. That was 2010, so she still carries the scars of being harassed, being bullied, being not good enough, being too overweight, being to anything.
Kendall Weiss is a recent graduate of Ocean Springs High. She describes her experience at Ocean Springs Middle as horrible.
I got bullied for talking too much. I got called annoying. I got threatened in the hallways.
Weiss says her experience was so bad, she cringes at just the sight of the school.
Like every time I walk that, see it, I look away because I'm ashamed. I'm almost ashamed of going to middle school. Every time I reported it or something, nothing happened.
Both Owens and Weiss agree that something needs to be done. They are both happy that they were able to be a voice for victims today. In Ocean Springs, Harper Robinson, WL.
That's just middle school, you guys. 11, 12, and 13-year-old kids. This is supposed to be the best time in your life as a child. And to take that away from you, why? Because you're not happy? I absolutely detest bullying. That is what started me on YouTube 3 years ago, before I even came to true crime, is bullying. I was bullied until a certain age. My son was bullied. 2 of my other children were bullied. Friends of mine were bullied. Why? I don't understand why. If you are so miserable, go fix yourself. Don't take it out on somebody else. And I will never, ever, ever stand for any child being bullied, ever. I don't care what the scenario is. Kids get bullied because their foreheads are too big, because their hands are small, because they don't have the right shoes, because their clothes were cheap from Walmart. Are you kidding me? Enough, okay? I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't, guys. It leads to all these other things that we have. It leads to drug abuse. It leads to, in some senses, no lie, you're not going to believe this, but it can lead to trafficking situations as well, because kids are looking for acceptance. They're looking for friends and people to be nice to them. Well, when somebody is nice to them, then they go to that person, which can turn into a situation. No, it's got to stop. It's one of many problems that go on with our children. We have to protect our children, guys. And this is another situation where I got to say, are you still in? Hold on. Are you still in here, Mom? Let me do this real fast since Mama Bear went to bed. Thank you, Sherry, for that as well. Hold on, guys. Let me set this up since I do this anyway. Oh, what did I just do? Hold on. Nope, wrong one. There we go. All right, give me 1 second. Bear with me. Oh, thank you, Andy. Hold on a minute here. I'm going to show you another couple things here with that too. This just really bothers me. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I did get that, Andy. Thank you for that. So like I said, it's a problem, guys, and it leads to a lot of these other issues too. This is what I'm saying. We're always screaming. That's why I had mom to come up here too, because she says it too. If you see something, say something. That goes along with this. If you see a child being bullied, say something. Say something to them. Stop it. Stop minding your business. You know what I mean? Stop the situation from happening. You never know what you're going to prevent when you do that. You could prevent a lifetime of trauma from happening by stopping a situation like that, guys, because it does happen. It goes on throughout these people's lives, as you heard. I know people that were that were bullied as children that live miserable lives as adults. It all starts at some place. We can stop it, guys. We can. Okay. And we have to teach our children and our grandchildren not to put up with it, to stop taking it, to tell someone when it happens, not be afraid of that. And that's what happens. It needs to stop. I'm tired of hearing from schools, that they don't put up with it, but you do, because it continuously happens. And I know that in Ohio, there's a no tolerance policy throughout Ohio schools. Guess what? It's bullshit, because it still happens. It happened to my son, my other children, myself, my wife. It goes on daily, guys. And I know these are children that I'm talking about, but guess what? It needs to stop, whether they're children or not children. That's period. It's not fair. No, there's no excuse. Okay. So, I don't know, Mom, if you're in here, and Salty, I drop links in the Discord for you if you're interested. And I got your stuff, Andy. This is another one that I remember this too. I don't know if you guys remember the story about, I wasn't planning on talking about bullying, but we rolled into it with that one story. So, Phoebe Prince, you guys remember that case? There were 5 teenagers. Here, hold on a minute. I'll show it to you real quick. This is a sad story. I remember this. And then I'll show you a couple of things with this that goes right along with this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, so the 5 teenagers accused of carrying out a 3-month campaign of bullying that resulted in Phoebe Prince's suicide last year have been sentenced. This is from May 5th of 2011, by the way. Have been sentenced. 3 of the teens received probation and community service sentences, while 2 others only face probation. What good does that do? Community service and probation. Basically, don't do that again. That doesn't change it. That doesn't stop it. That doesn't help. Okay? It's pathetic. They need to be treated as if it's a serious thing. So they need to have a punishment that proves how serious it is, in my opinion. Okay? And it needs to happen. And the sad thing is it can start here at this age, and it comes all the way into here, guys, at our age. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. So this was in Massachusetts. This is up where Andy's at. The juvenile court in Massachusetts sentenced Ashley Long, who prosecutors called the primary tormentor, on the last day of Prince's life, with probation until her 19th birthday. She's now 18 and 100 hours of community service. Prince, a 15-year-old student, had recently moved from Ireland, killed herself on January 14th of 2010 after being bullied by several students at a high school in South Hadley, Massachusetts, because she was different. And I believe these kids do this because they're jealous of the differences, these kids, because they're exciting. People pay attention to them. They like them. And it's taking attention away from these idiot kids that think they should be the center of attention. I'm sorry. That's not how that works. 2 other teens who were also sentenced today on charges of criminal harassment, including Sharon Velasquez, 17, who will be on probation until her 18th birthday for approaching Prince in the hall and calling her a disparaging remark. We know what that probably was. According to Boston Globe, she confronted her again later in that day. That the other teen, 18-year-old Flannery Mullins, will be on probation until her 19th birthday for civil rights violation without bodily injury and disturbing a school assembly. See, this is just disgusting, you guys, that this goes on. This little girl lost her life by her own hand. Okay? It's just wrong. I'm sorry, but it's wrong. And that's what I figured. It was because of her accent. She's from Ireland. Beautiful accent, by the way. Irish accents are amazing. I love them. And these are people, folks. They're human beings. They're people. They're children. We're all, and I say this all the time, we are all from the same God. Whatever color, race, heritage we are, it makes no sense to me. It just does not make any sense to me. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Thank you, Andy. I mean, it's just horrible, you guys. It really is. God. Let me see. Is this part of that too? Yeah, it is. Okay.
By now you've heard.
Yeah, I'll play this too. This goes along with that just so you guys get the gist of it. And this is crime, folks. This is crime. For those of you that may not get, we're in true crime talking about, this is definitely crime, okay? It's horrible. It's a horrible thing, and it has to stop no matter what the situation is. I'm going to go there next, KT. I do that all the time.
Documentary called Bully. It's a disturbing look at what too many of our kids endure.
If you guys haven't seen that, you need to look it up. It's a documentary called Bully. Please watch it.
We're at the hands of cruel classmates. Tonight on Dateline, Kate Snow has an in-depth look at a young Irish girl who became one of the first cases to prompt a national debate about bullying. And Kate joins us now with more. Kate?
Good morning, Lester. Phoebe Prince was just a freshman in high school when her family moved to the U.S. It was meant to be an American adventure, but instead Phoebe took her own life. And now her family, friends, and even one of the girls accused of bullying Phoebe are speaking out.
Along the Connecticut River, there is a picture of New England's serenity and prosperity. It's a town where hardworking families live and others want to.
It's one of the places, if you lived in a surrounding community, that's where you'd want to move. I'd like to move to South Hadley.
Successful town.
It is.
For a pretty Irish teenager, South Hadley, with its deep Irish roots, was a welcoming place at first, but then the good cheer faded.
If you didn't actually grow up there, you were considered an outsider. It takes a lot to just be a normal person.
It all led to something so horrible, it would send chills through parents everywhere. Just 5 months after moving to America, Phoebe Prince had hanged herself. Her father, Jeremy, got the call that Phoebe was gone and that his youngest daughter had tried to save Phoebe.
She told me that she had tried to undo the knots around Phoebe's neck and couldn't.
What is it as a father, to hear that news? What races through your mind immediately?
I think natural defense mechanisms in the mind let you take it slowly bit by bit and realize the full horror of it.
Elizabeth Scheibel was the district attorney who investigated Phoebe's suicide. She came to this conclusion, that Phoebe wasn't just bullied, but hounded by classmates shortly after she started at South Hadley High. Our investigation revealed that it was, in fact, a campaign. A campaign of what? A campaign of tormenting? Of tormenting, of making her life miserable. More than 2 months after Phoebe's death, 6 students were charged, facing potential criminal convictions and possible jail time. One of them was Sharon Channon Velasquez.
I remember freaking out, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I know I didn't do anything.
She insists she never bullied Phoebe, and others began to question the charges when disturbing details from Phoebe's past surfaced.
This is still a very sad story. It's just not the sad story that we were originally told.
In the end, Sharon and 4 of the students pleaded to misdemeanor charges in the case, no jail time, limited probation. A charge against the 6th student was dropped. Now Sharon just wishes she could take back everything she said to Phoebe.
That I'm sorry, and I didn't know everything that you were going through, and I would have tried to help. Because she didn't deserve any of the things that happened to her.
This is a story that really tore a family and a town apart. The 6 accused students had their lives turned upside down. Phoebe's father said to me the only thing that gives him some comfort is that his daughter's story caused change. Massachusetts passed an anti-bullying law after she died, and he hopes that people will watch tonight.
And that's what needs to happen, is change, guys. And if we continue talking about stuff like this and showing stuff like this and bringing awareness for this, change will happen, in my opinion. That's personally what I think, and I hope. Okay, so I guess nobody wanted to join me up here tonight. No worries. Everybody's leaving anyway. It's okay. So I'm sorry, guys, that I couldn't pull the show today that I wanted to. Tomorrow we will definitely be doing it. I do believe. Let me double check to make sure we got that intact for that. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Vine, the monsters. I don't know what's going on. So B. Let me see. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me see. I don't see. Okay. Are you in here, Salty, or Mind of Monsters? Kimber, anybody? That's a good point, Jessica. Entitlement is taught instead of compassion and respect. That's the truth. That is the truth. All right, so let's move on through that stuff now. Like I said, guys, I had a show planned and I had to change it at the last minute, so that's why we're kind of like all over the place today. My apologies. Thank you, Noni. That's okay. They're gone. No big deal. Thank you, Doodle. I appreciate that. Love you, Kevin. Well, let's see here. Okay, so this is the an update to the another case that I was showing you guys. Oh, no, hold on. That's the update I wanted to give you first, because this has been an important one for me because of how dangerous this is. I've been hitting this every day just about. Give me 1 second here. Okay, here we go. This is Nick the Hat. This is who I work with when we do manhunts or we're looking for somebody. He's very good at this. He's all over it, and he's usually right on point and on scene with these if they have a situation where they have somebody cornered or something. So I've been, hey Mothman, working with this guy, and his stuff is great. So back to what I was talking about Joshua Zimmerman, like every other day or every day lately. If there's an update, I try to give it to you guys, okay? No, Andy and Tomboy, you're not. That's not what I meant. There was something from earlier. It's fine now. And again, thank you guys for that comment. So this is that they're saying he may have gotten across the border and stuff right now. So here's what I wanted to show you guys. Here we go.
We are on day 27 of the manhunt for Joshua Zimmerman, and here is what we know. Joshua escaped from DeSoto County Courthouse on June 14th. He was last seen in the area of DeSoto County on June 15th. That said, it is now safe to say that it is possible that Zimmerman has breached the border. It's not confirmed, but again, I'm saying it's very possible that Zimmerman has breached the border and entered Tennessee. That said, Memphis, it's now your turn. Call your neighbors, call your friends, call your family, check on them. Call your local business owners if you're friends with them, and just let them know that there's an escapee on the loose. Memphis, it's time for you guys to take the baton and be on the lookout for the escapee. He is wanted for murders, plural, at least 2 attempted murders, rape, kidnapping, escape, armed robbery. The list goes on, and it stretches from Connecticut to Houston to Mississippi. So again, if you see something, say something. The chances are that he has now breached the border. The chances are that he has now entered Tennessee. That does not mean lower your guard. If you're in DeSoto County, I can't say that enough. If you're in DeSoto County, do not lower your guard. It's possible, very possible, that he's still there. I know it's a little bit weird, but you guys are close to Memphis. So, like Danilo, remember when we had a sighting at Longwood Gardens and then he wound up outside of it? Don't lower your guard. Again, don't lower it. Police, even if they tell you to lower your guard, still keep it up. As you remember, again, Danilo Cavalcante, the state police told Bailey's Farm to go back to normal. You can keep your cars unlocked, do your thing. And then the guy comes and steals the farm's van and goes and does a wild crime spree, gets a gun, visits all of his accomplices, all of that. So if you're in Memphis, the time is now to put your guard up. I know I said I was going to hold off, but this is the day. Today, start spreading the word in Memphis. I tweeted locations he might be going to state-wise, and that includes Louisville, Kentucky. That includes the area of Cleveland. That includes Pittsburgh. From Pittsburgh, that also includes Reading and Philadelphia. From there, he is likely to journey to Connecticut. This man is obviously journeying with accomplices. That said, you're not going to see him hitchhiking as much as other inmates, but that still is a chance. Do not pick up hitchhikers. Do not go to Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace ads. Don't go anywhere if you're in that region, unless you're going to a store that you know, you're going to your friends. Don't buy stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, this is the gentleman that I worked with when I covered the Cavalcante manhunt. He does very good stuff. Nick is good. He's very good, and he's on point. Like I said, he stays right there. Critical Minds, good to see you. Weird how he's not leaving it bright. I know it is really strange, but this guy also, guys, remember this. I've said this too many times now, but I'm putting this out here like this for you guys to see because it's so much. And he's so dangerous. This is one look of his. He can look like 15 different people, including a female, you guys. Literally, this guy can dress like a woman. He can grow a beard and look like he's from Middle East. Okay. I mean, the guy is scary as hell. He's a thrill killer. He has no fear, nothing to lose. And this guy, I promise you, will not go back to jail. That's how that's going to end. And you can look at this list of things that he's done, you guys. Kidnapping, male and female SA, attempted murder, felon firearms, stealing firearms, assault, violating PFA, harassment, resisting arrest, attempted larceny, and larceny. He doesn't care. Okay? He doesn't care. And like you heard Nick just say, he can be anywhere, all over the place, including here. What's up, Critical? Good to see you today. And he's a chameleon. Yes, Andy. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. This guy is scary, and it scares the shit out of me, which is why I show this to you guys every single solitary day. I don't know where he's at. Okay? He was in the gear, or not the gear, but the jail clothing, the jumpsuits, right? Walking into a courtroom, shackled and cuffed with other inmates. Stepped out of the line into an open door and changed out of these clothes into street clothes and had his file in hand and walked out the door. That doesn't happen, you guys. There's people on the inside that were working for him or with him and on the outside, okay? It's scary, and you don't know where you're going to be or where he's going to be. And like he said earlier, he definitely was helped by somebody of some importance to get inside to the government. You can't even contact the county there now because they don't want you to. They don't trust it. They don't know who's involved in this. That is what's scary to me. That is what is crazy to me with this. So please, please, please stay vigilant. Keep your eyes and ears open. Pay attention. Remember this face on a male or a female, okay? The face alone, those eyes you cannot forget, and them crazy eyebrows, male or female. Don't take any chances. Lock your doors, your windows. Don't leave your kids around by themselves, playing around outside. Do not go anywhere by yourselves, ever, male or female. Just pay attention, you guys, please.
Marketplace, don't buy gigs, don't buy tattoos, don't get haircuts, don't do any of that.
That's the other thing too. He is a barber as well as a tattoo artist. Don't go online and say, hey, I'll cut your hair for this, or I'll do this or do that. That's what Nick's saying. Don't do any of that, guys. This is a scary situation. When you know people like this are out walking around and don't give a shit about anything and have nothing to lose, that scares the hell out of me.
Buy portraits, don't buy paintings, don't buy anything that has to do with art, anything that has to, which includes tattoos. Don't do anything that has to do with hair from Facebook Marketplace. Don't do anything that has to do with arts and crafts from Marketplace. This guy is luring victims on Facebook Marketplace, making money legally if you don't notice him. And then he'll kill you if you do and rob you and take your money, or he might rape you and then rob you and take your money. The guy's sick, whether you're a man or a woman. So Memphis, Tennessee, again, the time is now. Start looking at your Ring camera. Start searching all of your surveillance if you're in the businesses. Check main streets. This guy is possibly going down the main streets. He has changed his appearance. So what you're looking for is going to be an individual, black male, possibly looking Hispanic, walking alone with tattoos on his neck, arm, and a lazy left eye. He might have.
And also, you guys, just to give you an idea of what this person does, I know a lot of you guys know this because I say this every day, but some of you don't. He tattooed. Yeah, Terry, no problem. He tattooed his last name on the side of a woman's face, and then he shot her in the head and killed her. You got to have some kind of a mental detachment to be able to do that kind of thing, okay? He was supposedly in a relationship with this woman. You don't do things like that, guys. That's crazy. So understand how dangerous and mean he is.
He might have a full beard. He might have no beard. He might have a 5 o'clock shadow. He might have a little buzz cut. He might have terrible hair just to throw people off and say, look at this clown. For stuff that would raise a flag. If somebody's hair is a little bit too perfect and they have a tattoo, call it in. You never know. If somebody looks like Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons with a 4-foot long kind of hairstyle, call the cops, because the guy might be trying to hide in another disguise. And again, he's probably likely able to cross-dress. Big problem, because now we're looking for a man, woman. It turns into 6 different appearances, because he can pass as a white man, black man, Hispanic man, and now he can pass as a white woman, black woman, Hispanic woman. So you see the problems we're having. Also, his accomplices. It is possible he is with a woman and a man. That said, you're not going to meet Zimmerman right out the gate when you go to Facebook Marketplace. You might meet a woman, you might meet a man, and it's not to say they're going to kill you. They are trying to raise money so they can get the criminal across to the East Coast. That's the goal. He wants to come our way, and let's just say Philly is going to take care of him if he comes here. Philly doesn't play with cross-dressing, serial killing, raping, kidnapping monsters. We just don't. So the hood will take care of him if the police don't, but Philly has great cops, so does.
I see you, Terry. You can turn it off if you want, hon. It's up to you. There you are. So pay attention, guys. This is very important. He's very dangerous. Just keep your eyes open and don't let it get past you, because that's scary right there. So hello, Terry. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining me. What can I do for you?
Well, you were up there lonely, so I thought I hadn't come up and kept you company for a while.
Oh, it's okay. No, I'm fine. But thank you. I appreciate you very much.
You're welcome.
Yes, he absolutely
I
could
love
be
Nick.
anywhere.
Nick, he used to be in the Marines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty tough little guy.
Yeah, I like Nick. I got in touch with Nick via Twitter, X, whatever it's called. When I started covering the Cavalcante case when he escaped, the little Spider-Man dude that climbed out of prison. Nick was like on scene, boots on the ground, doing his thing, and I was communicating back and forth with him on Twitter and this and that, and said, hey, I want to cover this and that. He wants people to use what he's putting out, to show what he's putting out. He really is doing the right thing. So, I stick with Nick when he does these types of things, because he's the best, in my opinion, out there at this point, other than, live news broadcasts. And I will bounce back and forth between it. I was live for 3 days straight other than sleeping here and there with Cavalcante's case, and Nick was always on. So he's very, very dedicated, and I appreciate that from him. So what's the matter? Duty. Yeah, he does. That's what's scary about it, New England, is he can look like multiple different scenarios, multiple different things. That's what scares me.
Did you ever,
And he
did
did.
you guys ever, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and I know this is stupid, but it totally, every time I see it, it's like, it's like comes to my brain. But if you guys ever watch like the Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, all that, do you remember when they did the Chicago PD and the guy that escaped from prison? He dressed up as a girl and a guy, and he was very dangerous. And they found him in a boat hiding underneath, like they did the Boston bomber.
Yeah.
Remember that
Yep.
guy?
Yes, I do. I do remember that, actually. I have watched some of that stuff. Especially Chicago Fire. I watch Chicago Fire because it pisses me off. I sit there and watch, and I pick apart all the things that don't happen in the fire service. I'm like, that's fake. That's not real. That doesn't happen. You can't do that. That's what I do constantly. It's hilarious. I had to stop watching it because it drove me nuts, because I had to realize it's just TV. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, they're good shows, though. They were good shows for sure.
Yeah, but that, I mean, if he's anything as bad as that guy or those two guys that got out, yikes!
This guy scares. Listen. I wasn't even afraid of Cavalcante. I didn't have a fear in my stomach from him. This guy literally actually scares me. Because I feel like Cavalcante was kind of just trying to survive, and he didn't want to be in prison. Who does? But he was trying to survive. This guy. This guy is out. He does what he does. He doesn't care. Okay. He doesn't have anything to lose. He doesn't have anything that is gonna, how can I say it? He's like I said, he's not gonna go back to prison, and he's not going to be held down. That's what I'm trying to say. And he has nothing to lose. So somebody like that is very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yeah. Very much so. Did you hear Nick say Cleveland? He mentioned the word Cleveland?
That's why I said Cleveland, Pittsburgh. He's all around. He could be anywhere.
How's he getting around? Do we know?
Probably hitchhiking. They said he could be with, or Nick just said he could be with another woman or a man. Hitchhiking, stealing cars, things like that. I know he had stolen a vehicle at one point from somebody else. So yeah. Yeah, he could be. That's true, Jaded. He could. I don't think he's in Tennessee. That's one place I don't think he is. But I think he could be anywhere else but Tennessee. Personally, why would you? I don't think somebody like that would stay in that area, being that's where they're really looking hardcore for him.
Why was Nick saying Memphis? You guys are the ones that need a hand. Is that where he's from?
I think that was the area, the main area that he was in at that point. But he was also talking about Connecticut. This is Terry Martin for Walt. Uber, if he's got money handed to him, I mean, somebody set it up for him to have street clothes that fit him perfectly to jump into, and there was people that deleted evidence, video evidence. He had his own file. I mean, this is crazy. This is some like CIA type shit you see happening. You know what I mean? It's weird.
He just wasn't he shackled and he walked right off his chains? And
he was shackled and handcuffed, stepped out of line, stepped into an unlocked door in the hallway somewhere. The whole thing was set up. Walked in, was in there for a little bit, and came out in street clothes with his file and left. Walked directly out of the building. And the bad thing is that the sheriff himself tried to deny all this so that the department didn't look bad. That's ridiculous. You made a mistake. Somebody screwed up somewhere. Own it and worry about finding him instead of denying what you did wrong. It happens. When people are offered enough money, they do just about anything. That's the sad thing with that. So,
yep.
Right. And he's definitely probably using wigs, maybe wearing makeup, something to change his feature. The guy is like 007. He can change his features in many different ways. So
he's MacGyver.
Yeah. Give him a paperclip. God knows what he can do with that.
How How do you get how do you get a file?
Whoever left all that stuff for him must have handed it to him. I would venture to say, or left it for him. The person that was working to help him from the inside. Well, probably the same situation of the people that deleted the video evidence and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And that's why they're telling you not, if you find or see him or know something, do not call DeSoto County, because they don't know who's who in there. They don't know who to trust in their own people. That's what's scary to me.
Yeah.
Because who is who? You don't know, you know?
Do you know what was kind of refreshing? And I hate to say this because it's going to sound weird. It's going to sound bad, but it's not refreshing that that people died. Okay. That's not where I'm going with. But that indoor party that the guy went in and shot and killed, I think, like 5 people.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Right.
The sheriff that got up from that area got up to talk, it was almost it was actually very refreshing to watch a sheriff talking about a mass murder, and he showed care all over his body.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely tell when somebody is affected and cares about a situation. We've watched a lot of press conferences throughout here. And when you see, you know what I mean? You know when it's affected them personally. And you can tell the ones that it doesn't seem to do that with. They're just a little bit more stoned. You know, I get that.
Yeah. I mean, even the guy said, remember somebody in the audience said, "Why do you look so nervous?" And he's like, "Because I've never had this happen before."
That's the other thing. Yeah. Some of these smaller towns don't deal with stuff like this. It's never happened. So yeah. Yeah. You don't know how to deal with this. I get that too. Absolutely.
So here's a great time to kind of figure out, because I truly believe that this is going to be happening more and more. I mean, we've been locked down here in the past couple months because of a man walking around with a shotgun shooting people. I mean, it's happening. We can say it's not, we can deny it, we can act like we don't see it, but it is happening. So it's a new thing. I mean, do we have a plan? Do people have plans on something like this?
Well, I think law enforcement have had no choice but to. Let me see. Okay, I'm sorry, but anyway, obviously law enforcement has plans for stuff like this. Obviously they have to. Schools have plans for things like this. And that's a good point, though. I gotta say, Terry, as people, civilian people in our own homes, everyday people, how do you know? So there's been home invasions where this happens. Out on the streets, they're just doing it for no reason now, driving past you, and you have nothing to do with the situation, and you're a victim. What do you do? And honestly, in my opinion, as far as a plan goes, or what do? We have to pay attention to everything now. You can't be lackadaisy anymore. You can't be just, it's not going to happen to me. Don't ever say that. I used to think years ago, when mass shootings and things started happening, that would never happen around here, but it did. Okay. It did. Aurora, the movie theaters. I mean, it did. Not super close, but close enough. My son's school has been on lockdown. More times than I can count. And at one point, there was actually a situation. Okay, that's scary. So, I guess as people, we do need to have plans. What do we do? How do we do? Me personally, I'm armed, and have been, and will be, because of this situation, and everybody in my family is, and they know how to use these things the right way. Caden himself even knows now. The littles don't, of course. 6, 7, 8 years old, you don't need to, but we protect how we protect that sense. And that's one thing. It's sad to say that, but not everybody is going to want to do that, but in some senses we have to. Sorry. Now, the biggest thing, in my opinion, is to pay attention to everything, you guys. Everything and anybody. I look at everybody that walks near me, or my kids. When I'm driving, I look at every car that goes by me. Everything that goes on around me, you have to be completely in touch with everything, because you just never know anymore. That's the big thing. Go ahead, Terry. I'm sorry.
No, I don't remember. Oh, here it was. I wrote it down. What you said about gun, I love that. That's a huge plan for people. How many of us, and we could all, even, I mean, in this chat and talking right at this moment, can we say that we have gone to a shooting range, or we even own a gun, or we know how to use a gun? I have no knowledge how to use a gun. I wouldn't know how to load it.
Right.
And I
Right.
know my husband has, like 3, but what good is that going to do if you don't know how to use it, or you
That's
don't?
what yeah, no, I agree. And I my wife didn't either. And I said, okay, here you go. They don't have to be the biggest, baddest thing in the world. It can be something just basic, general, and small, because it's going to stop somebody, period. Okay. And so she was taught how to shoot. She does shoot now. We have a smaller handgun for her. I have my own stuff. Caden has something. We have rifles. We have semi-automatic stuff. We have stuff. Okay. I'm just saying we have stuff. All of my old adult kids have what they have, so on and so forth. And that's just how it is. In Ohio, though, you know this because you live here too. We no longer have to there's no rules. You just, unless you're a felon, then you can't own one. But besides that, we can carry out in public. You don't have to have a concealed license anymore for that. And we have the stand your ground laws here, where if you come up on my porch, guess what's going to happen if you're being aggressive at me and threatening me? That's how that works, folks. And that's what it has to be now. It's sad that this is what society has turned into, but what choice do we have? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. That's just what it is. So, just the biggest thing, though, is to pay attention and be vigilant, folks. Very, very vigilant. That's all I'm saying. Sorry.
Have you? Okay, so I have watched different videos of different YouTubers just to kind of see what's out there lately, and everybody's like, "You need to get in shape. You need to stock up." I'm like, I feel like I missed them. Did I miss some huge post out there that I'm not aware of? That's what we're getting told. Make sure you get your, stock up on water, stock up on all this stuff. And it's more so now than I've ever heard it. So that's why I'm trying to understand.
Oh, you mean like the prepper stuff? Yeah, I get it.
Is that it? I don't know.
I don't know. I just, at this point, it does make sense to me, and it doesn't at the same time. So I don't know.
You know what? Here's the thing. If they have a war, we have a war or whatever, and we start using nukes and all that, please land on my head. I don't want to be walking around with 3 arms and.
I get it. I get it. I do. I get it. Absolutely, I get it. Oh, I see what happened now. Gotcha. I can't hear you, Terry.
Has he killed anyone since he's been out? I can't remember if you said that or not.
Wait, say again.
Has he, the escaped convict, has he killed or hurt anyone since he's been out? And I apologize if you said it, I missed it.
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. That nobody has come out saying that. I don't know if anything. He very well could have. They just haven't found that scenario or situation yet. I don't know. I hope not. I can say that. I hope not. Yeah, we can't hear you at all now, Terry.
Can you hear me now?
Now that's better. There you go.
Okay. Sorry. My volume is low.
Whoa. What was that? Can't hear you at all. Your microphone's doing something. I don't know what it is. It sounds like you might have a short in your microphone. You there?
Yeah, let me drop off and I'll get back on.
Oh, you're good now. That's perfect.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, but yeah, that's the thing. But honestly, guys, I just realized though I'm probably gonna be ending this now. I will be live tonight for the late thing again later. But yeah, I didn't realize we were at 3.5 already, so that went quick. I appreciate you joining me up here, Terry, though. I really do.
Not a problem. You look lonely.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I did that a long time with nobody up here. I enjoy other people joining me sometimes. That's all. But I appreciate you jumping up here very much. Guys, I appreciate everybody jumping in here too. I will be in here, like I said, for the late show that I like to do late at night. For anybody that's a insomniac or just a night owl, come on by, hang out, and let's talk. But again, like I said, I apologize that the show changed at the last minute. Like I said, the gentleman that was going to join me had to reschedule because he had no internet at that point. I'm trying to get it for tomorrow around 1 p.m. On the Lady Bird Lake situation, and it would be with Dash as my special guest, and I'm looking forward to it. And big time looking forward to it. So if you're interested in that scenario, in that case, guys, please stop by tomorrow. Look for it to pop up. Hopefully it works out and we can talk about it and get it out there and look a little bit deeper into Lady Bird and what's going on there. But besides that, yes, I will be in here later tonight around 11 or so. Keep your eye open for that, guys. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate all the kind words, all the support. My Blue Crew, thank you so much for everything you do. I appreciate you so very much. All the new faces, thank you guys for jumping in here with us today as well. We appreciate you. We have so much room and open arms for everyone. We appreciate that. You guys are amazing people, guys. Don't forget to love yourselves, love each other, and don't change anything about yourselves, because you guys are amazing, guys, and you are why we are here. And I thank you all so very much for that as well. Everybody else, besides that, have a wonderful night. Good night, and God bless. And I'll see you all very soon. Again, thanks,
Bye.
Terry, for joining me. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye.